Hel- hello, and welcome, one and all to Seasonalander 2025. And it is day 2. I'm shaking my head as if somehow it could be confused between 1 and 2. It's no confusion at all. It's day 2. My name is Aggro. In case you're wondering what this beautiful voice belonged to, it is the person named as Aggro. I'll change into my normal voice in a moment, but I thought I'd ham it up a little bit just for the opening comments. And together with me is Inferno.
It is me. Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to Seasonalander 2025. We're in the spring season, and thank you for that lovely intro, Aggro. How are you feeling about today's games?
Oh, I tell you what, I'm excited, but also slightly terrified. This is such a big deal. It's amazing. I think we should also quickly mention Airballer quietly, diligently working away in the background as our production person extraordinaire. There are so many people, so talented people who have put their time and effort towards this particular event, and it is a pleasure to be able to work with each and every one of them. How are you?
You're too right. It is wonderful to have Airballer here with us. I'm great, thank you, Aggro. Yeah, it's lovely weather here in the UK. It's quite a nice and sunny day. As I'm looking out my window, enjoying the wonderful view.
I literally, as you said that, I looked out of my window, realised I've got the curtains closed, the blinds pulled down, anything I can do to remove any kind of light flooding in and blocking the view of my beautiful screens, I've got going on. So yes, I have previously seen that it is a lovely day outside, and I reject it in favour of Team Fortress 2, as I have done with much of my life. I reject the external world and draw everyone's attention towards the joy that is Team Fortress 2.
You're too right, Aggro. Honestly, that is quite relatable. Sometimes I feel myself getting lost in the game a little bit. And I feel like this is what we're going to be seeing later on today. We've got two wonderful teams on here fighting for third place from the two losers brackets yesterday, with Flamey and Shrimpy on casting. It was a pretty interesting experience. I definitely tuned into some of the EU stream, and I'm quite excited to see what's going to happen for third place this time.
I wonder whether there's even opportunity here to perhaps do a walkthrough of the particular teams that we're going to be experiencing in the first few maps. By all means, go for team number red.
All right, let's have a little look at who is on red.
I think everybody's readying up.
Are they now?
I think we have no chance to know. We'll experience it live, full time, in the experience of the Team Fortress 2s. Are they ready to go? They're saying words. They're definitely shouting. No, they're not ready. I've preempted it. I'm terribly sorry. I feel awful now. No. I've built everyone's expectations up.
Oh, it's absolutely fine. We will we'll get the slides up and we can have a little look at who's on whose teams. So, okay, red is on.
Slides. Okay, there we go.
It should be loaded up. That should be checked.
Yeah. Can we see that? Is that up on screen? Someone in chat, tell me if that's right or if there's the wrong teams. We've got
I think it's right. I think
saying wrong teams.
Those are the American ones from yesterday.
Yeah. Oof. Appalling work.
Unbelievable.
Can't get the staff these days. Let's all fire Airballer. They can't hear you, but yes. Yes. Well, okay. So I'll tell you what I'll do is I'll say some words, and then in the post edit, people can come back and put the right graphics on screen.
Exactly. We do a little bit of waiting. Easy. We can intro the teams as soon as the graphics are all up.
We could talk to chat while we're waiting.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Yes, in fact, what I should say is we are not doing this purely for the love of Team Fortress 2. We're also doing it in honour and benefiting Starlight Children's Foundation, which is, I'm led to believe, it's a fantastic foundation that allows and offers a little bit of pain relief, well, not necessarily pain relief, that's a medical thing, but a little bit of relief, shall we say, to the hellish nightmare that is living in or experiencing life as a child in a hospital. So I believe the foundation buys toys and fluffy things and clothing and all sorts of nice things that allow a kid to have a slightly better life in a hospital when they are unfortunately forced to spend some time there. So yes, by all means, make your donations now! ! Donate in chat will almost certainly bring up the correct thing. With a link. It's somebody did it. Amy Awesome did it, and there we go. So the donation link is up there. Click on it. And if you have money to spare, throw in its general direction. When you do, we'll get a little notification saying somebody awesome has donated some monies. We'll read your name out at an appropriate time. Perhaps put a bit of a spin on it, maybe say it in a sort of a funny, but for a French person's, and other words to that effect. But possibly not. Possibly we'll wait until the heat has died down and say it in a perfectly normal voice. Assuming we have one of those to go around. Between the two of us, we should be able to manage at least one perfectly normal voice. At least for a certain period.
I mean, we are both British, so we have that funny little voice.
We are. That was assumption there that British is by any means perfectly normal. To us, it is because we're British. We're both British, as opposed to just one of us being British or half of us being British. Since there's two of us, that equates to the same thing. Inferno, by all means, take over this long-winded sentence that I've merely begun.
Of course. Let me continue. Well, we're currently at let's see where we are. We're at $1,401.69, which is pretty good. We're nearly at we're about $1,100 away from the goal, which is a pretty significant amount. But I think with the EU stream and the NA stream today, we will be able to surpass that, just as we have our previous goals through the other Seasonalander streams in the past. I'm quite excited to see the little donations messages that people also have in. And we will, whatever message you little comment you add, we will give it a little readout as well for you and a little shout out in the comments. So thank you very much to anyone who does donate. And we should hopefully be moving on in soon.
Yes, worth mentioning at this point that Ian the Awesome has decided, both as creator and leader of this cult of Seasonalander, but also as person responsible for pain. That in the event of finally managing to raise a certain amount of money, I think it's about $1,500, of which we are desperately close, that they will they'll eat something hot, which as challenges go, I think I do that for breakfast every day with my my triple bean salad, smothered liberally in ghost peppers.
That is quite a breakfast, I must say.
It's a breakfast of champions. I'll tell you what, I haven't took 2 hours. But nonetheless, it is still something worthy of experiencing, and I hope that you all have the opportunity to experience it live with us. Not the pooping, the awesome pain of Ian the Awesome, who is currently tapping me furiously and saying, "Shut up, Aggro, and let Inferno have a go."
Oh, you're such a gentleman, Aggro. You're too kind. I must say, I mean, it is an absolute pleasure to be back here again. It's been, I've hosted this event with you, 3 times now? This is probably the third.
It feels like forever. Literally every conversation that we ever have is just at these events. It feels like that kind of friendship, when you go away for 12 months and come back and continue the same conversation. It's the good time.
Oh, of course.
Have you made any preparations for this stream? I know we're going to be at it a long time. Have you got any juices by your side?
Oh, of course, I've got quite a gallon of orange squash over here. I've got some bourbon biscuits as well. Yeah, I'm quite stacked up, and as soon as we take any breaks in here and now, I'll probably fill up my drink again because I'm very thirsty on this. But let me check. This
is
a 16-degree day. Oh,
it's 16. No, we're caked up inside. What are we going to be cooped up inside? Caked up inside is something different. We're cooped up inside. I can feel the joy radiating from outside. Otherwise, conceive it to be sunlight and happiness. But it's for me, it's the outside world calling me. Aggro, come outside. There's grass here. You should touch it and smear your hands across its surface and feel one with nature. But I reject you. I cast you out. Goodbye, nature. Goodbye, grass. Goodbye, happiness and friends and the futility of youth and experience and joy. I negate you all. I cast you asunder, and I only want to see Team Fortress 2. Although I have got some splendid juices with me, and I've got a large portion of food that I think will make noise.
What food?
So I can't. Yeah, well, I've got some nuts.
Oh, nice. What kind?
I've got some. Oh, what kind of? I've got some cashew nuts. I love cashew nuts.
That's bloody lovely.
They're just so moreish and so chewy and delightful. I don't know why
Too
I'm
right.
demonstrating this by eating them, but this is my point. We can't. It's even worse now. It's like having the outside just there that I can't touch, that I know is there.
I saw
I
fly
also
in
have
chat saying
food with
that's
me
nuts.
that I can't eat. I can't eat this food because it makes noise. So I have this food. I also have some eggs. I don't quite understand why I thought it'd be a good idea to boil some eggs and have
Just
them
hard
at the
boiled.
ready at the standby. Hard boiled eggs.
How
Three
many?
of them.
Three hard boiled.
Three,
That's quite a few.
three,
That's quite a lot of eggs.
what, I mean, it's barely anything considering my normal intake of hard-boiled eggs. But right now, I've got three hard. I actually had to put them. This is going into the weeds a little bit, and probably more information than anybody thought they'd be getting when they tune in today. I imagine a lot of people would be thinking right now. Just tell us about the Team Fortress 2 aggro. Shut up about your ruddy eggs. But no, they're not runny at all. They're hard-boiled. Anyway, I brought them in, and I realised as I came in that I'd put them in a bowl that makes this noise. Well, actually, I'll take it. If I ever drop one of the eggs, it just makes a boing noise, and it lasts for about an hour. So I had to stuff it full of tissues. Anyway, are we going to have an opportunity to talk about Team Fortress 2 in a moment?
I should hope so.
Right. So I think we might even be able to talk our way through the teams. That would be great.
Don't get me excited now. This is a bit too
No,
far.
no, it's too much. It's too much to hope for.
All right. Well, should I start off with the Tremor Troopers then, my friend?
Oh, go for it.
Oh, if you insist. Well, on scout
insist.
for the Tremor Troopers, we've got Not Human. For Soldier, Bebe. Pyro is Arkin. Demo Man is Aim Tech. Roller the Huntress is Heavy. June is Engineer. Entropy is Medic. Shork on Sniper. And Twash on Spy.
Well, that is a thing to perceive. The order itself is the opposition, is the blue team, as they're otherwise known. And as far as I'm aware, the order of them, which is probably made up on the spot, but quite possibly good as well, is Dynam, who is currently playing as Scout. Nuka-Cola Cherry is picking up the slack as our soldier. Poi Poi 101, Pyro Extraordinaire, Popcorn, a well-known demo man, Main Dot Lure. It's a name that I always struggle with because I still think it's something to do with Dota. But it's not.
It does seem like it. MDL. We don't want to just shorten it.
MDL. Perfect. I'm not going to remember that. MDL is playing as a heavy person or heavy weapons person, and Pinball Madge bringing up the rear as an engineer. Nightly, what's Nightly doing? Nightly is playing medic. Bikini Heaven. She is tapping in as a sniper and bringing up the rear. Last but by no means least, there's Luna Dark playing as our sneaky spy.
Oh, interesting. Gotta say, pretty interesting roster. I'm familiar with some, more unfamiliar with others. I'm very excited to see how they play it out, though. I don't know about you, Agri, but it's going to be a good couple of games. I have a feeling. I have
a feeling as well. It's a warm feeling. It's a safe feeling. It's a feeling of home. It's a feeling of neighborhood. It's a feeling of your granny arriving in the middle of the night with a shopping basket and a blanket because she's been making special preparations for that special picnic that you're going to be having outside. Outside again because I want to be there. What am I talking about? It's insanity itself. Why am I in here? It's so warm. I need to open a window, but if I do, people won't be able to hear me over the sound of other people enjoying themselves outside. Thank goodness for double glazing, eh? Right. We are hopefully about to kick off. I imagine people are returning to the place of spawn. I can't see anyone not on the server. I can't see a good reason why we shouldn't be going. There's even the people that are playing the game. The Nuka-Cola Cherry is out there hanging out with the entirety of Red Team. They're just chilling. There's balloons and everything. Balloons? Wait, is this birthday mode?
It looks like, I think people have noisemakers equipped or something.
Oh goodness me! Like that's a good idea. I ban them. They should be on the white list, on the black list, on the grey charcoal midnight list of of doom, but nonetheless, they're out there and enjoying themselves. What can we do? As mere, I don't know, mere casters,
we have
mere
no control. We're
people.
Source TV people. We are literally just relegated to Source TV.
We're not even humans at this rate. We're just accessories to the point. Lasai. What's going on in the midpoint? This June is dancing on a dispenser while the entirety of the team dances around them like some sort of chaotic mob of springtime jubilation.
It does seem quite fitting, doesn't it, though?
It does. They need a maypole. They need to be dancing around it with ribbons and tying daisies in their hair. Whilst worshipping a goat or something of that nature. What do people do in the States? That's very much of an English thing. I don't know. Did you ever worship a goat when you were a child? It was just me then. Just me. Okay, fair enough.
Well, no. I wasn't just like not saying it. I was just thinking about it. I mean, I can't say I'm familiar with goats. I'm more so. I live near a couple of sheep fields, and I see them and the cows quite a bit. Yeah.
Oh, so you were the sheep faction.
Yeah,
we don't talk to sheep faction.
Do you not?
Goats or not? It's goats or. If anyone asks you if you're into anything other than goats, you've got to say nah.
Well, you got to say goats are goated, aren't they? That saying doesn't come from nowhere.
Absolutely, the greatest of all time animals.
Very true.
Speaking of greatest of all time, I think time is the element of the moment, and we are about to begin.
Oh, how exciting! Let's go. Let's ready ourselves and steady ourselves and say a few words about these. Yeah, exactly.
Deep breaths.
Get pumped up.
No, that's too many deep breaths. You're like giving birth of that. Lamar.
Just.
Oh no. Okay.
The team status is readying up. Oh, I'm getting
ready.
Excited.
We are ready. Are you ready? Are you ready? You feeling this? Are you in the moment?
Yeah.
You living it?
How are you feeling? Are you ready?
Do you know what? There's a part of me that thinks maybe I'm never ready for this, but I'm going to take it. I'm going to take it anyway.
Let's take eyes over to Red Scout, not human. About to roll out on his way out.
Speaking of rolling out, so let's go. I'm watching Aim Tech at the moment. They are really on that point, getting it there mid very, very quickly, putting a bit of a spam down, a bit of stickies down. I don't necessarily see anyone actually pushing in over the midpoint, although Dynam is surging his way across the top. And as just being a troublemaker for himself, but the heavy of Ralath Hunter pushing in over the top there. They seem to have found like a little section. It's a very, very tentative push. How are you feeling about this center? How do you think about this mid?
It's getting a bit tough, to be fair. Nightly over here with 60% Uber on stock Medigun as always, pretty consistently. I'm getting kind of nervous for the red team, to be honest. I mean, they're building pretty quickly, but to be fair, red do have their own full Uber Entropy. She's actually running crits, interestingly.
Oh, that will explain why they were able to build it a little bit faster. And if they really do want to make use of it, they want to be able to use it before the alternative, the Nightly gets to use a demo, gets to use the Uber, which they have done so at the moment. They're pushing it at the moment. They're struggling to find anyone to push with. The entirety of this red team just backed away. They saw that Uber, they got it called, and they realised they had no choice but to back away. And now, as it fades, they have a little bit of an advantage here. They are going to be spawning faster because the point is no longer in their possession, or is not currently in their possession. But that doesn't really make a huge difference. They're currently taking it. I wonder if they're going to be doing this strategically. I think they might have actually done that. They might have stalled, wait for their entire team to be ready, to be spawned, and go in. Popcorn being taken out there. So now the world has changed. And the ball is most definitely on this other team's foot.
I was just having a little peek at Bebe's plays. He was doing quite a damn good job, actually, flanking around, doing his little stuff. I'm gonna take another little look at the snipers this time. Bikini Heaven up in the sky, perched up, seeing if they can execute the medic. But no, they get taken out very nicely there by Aim Tech. Very impressive. Him and Entropy are doing some good work over there. Very, very interesting. Very selective. Now Blue seems to be rushing back in, but can Dynam and Nightly take it with that little pop-up maneuver? We shall see. Yep. Oh, nice.
They're definitely pushing their way in.
Very solid. Solid.
That's real solid. That is the best use of an Uber. Take down the enemy medic. Doesn't matter what else happens. I've been watching Lunar Dark as they've been sneaking around the map. They went all the way back into Red Spawn and were going to have a try at maybe taking down Twash, but nonetheless, their life was very short-lived. Right, we are back in a state of normality with entropy building up much faster than Knightley is able to do so. I wonder whether they'll have an opportunity to use it this time, or will it all be for naught?
We shall see. Having a little peek around here at Dynam. Dynam is currently now on Demo Man. Interesting. It's a bit of a change, I think.
It's a change? What?
Yeah, hang
No,
on.
that can't be right. Huh?
Surely not. No, never mind. My source
No,
was just messing up. I was lying to you all. I'm sorry.
Okay,
That was a
okay,
mistruth.
well, it's fine. Mistruth. My goodness me, that's the most political answer I've ever given. Right, I tell you what, I've not been seeing a great deal of use of so far. Not necessarily, not just with this team or these teams, but actually in general, I've not seen a great use of Beach, which is such a lovely space. Everything seems to be highly coordinated, highly focused on this midpoint section, obviously, for obvious reasons. Lunadark trying to make a move there, gets caught out by June.
Over there. Very impressive. Ooh, the crits. She's doing some good work, I must say. Entropy again, carrying along with the kills, the crit streaks, doing a pretty good job actually. Surprisingly, this point's been very back and forth this entire game.
Yeah, although having said that, Aimtech, as you so rightly pointed out, they did so much traffic, so much damage, that they're able to push all the way onto the red side, and they're holding that position, holding a little bit further forward than would otherwise be necessary. I have seen that Lunadark has snapped round behind them. I wonder whether they will be doing anything. They made a push for it then and wilfed a little bit on that kill. Again, they're not really being called out. So I don't know whether they're just being super effective or if they are there's just too much going on, as I'm experiencing right now.
I don't think so. Nuka-Cola Cherry bombing in though. That probably wasn't enough to actually secure anything really. But Lunadark's looping back around, seeing if they can get a cat on Twash there. Just about. A little bit of a butter knife. That might have been an open moment, one could say. Actually, I'm looking out for the next open moment of this game. But this point is really flip-flopping back and forth. It's pretty even Stevens this game.
So maybe 50 a slight advantage to the Tremors, the Tremor Troopers, but as you say, not necessarily huge. Right, another total reset I think has happened here with these teams sort of laid out in their own halves. I'm seeing a level 3 sentry gun on point.
No, you're joking.
Where?
Surely not.
That's
you're
ridiculous.
damn
Someone's
right.
gonna take
Pinball
that down.
Mage. Come on, Short. No, he's just been taken out by Pop Boy. Crazy work.
It's not exactly on point, but it's hidden. It's in a perfect little situation to, oh my goodness me, to throw a few rockets in their general direction. Shorg does not know what's going on, but Twash desperately trying to find an angle at the moment. Maybe get a shot off.
No, nice little counter snipe there by Bikini Heaven. She did a fantastic job on that, gotta say.
Yeah, I'd say that Bikini Heaven's been very, very far forward thinking and looking and just being a little bit risky, a little bit risque even. It was appropriate with a name like Bikini Heaven.
Too true.
Yeah, there we go. Really finding those targets. I think Shork might have been noticed. I wonder whether they have.
Well, good exchange over here. But
oh my goodness me, talk about exchanges! That everybody has been dropped left, right and centre. That is it. That is the first port, the first point even, going for the Order. That's just a fantastic name. Of all of the names of the Team Fortress 2 teams that are playing today, the Order is definitely my favourite. Not necessarily the players, not necessarily the composition, just the name. It says something. It says a terrifying moment of evil is approaching. Speaking of terrifying moments of evil approaching, we have another mid-fight going on. A lot of exchanged.
Look at Popcorn over here. Very true, very true. Popcorn is retreating himself a little bit at the back. Interesting.
Lunadark as well. Sneaky Lunadark. Gotta watch out what they're doing. Gets a little bebe for their action. But in doing so, removes their own cloaking, although not necessarily to any disadvantage. Twash gets MDL down. That's a good kill to get. And Lunadark is finally spotted out by the Pyro. An axe kill, you don't see too many of them.
No, that's quite rare actually. That's something that quite surprised me, I must say. Now let's see if this exchange of Uber is
Speaking
going to
of
be good
surprise.
enough.
Yep, absolutely. There it goes. There's the order utilizing their Uber, and now they seem to have they've done a lot of work, but they've not actually managed to capture the point yet. And with no human getting in there as well, trying to delay this as long as possible. I'm wondering, Shork, one of the few surviving members.
Rough one. Coca-Cola taking him out. What an execution there.
Yeah, absolutely. That was a pretty rough one. That was when you find yourself surrounded by 5 of the opposite team's members and think, what can I do here? Oh no, I could die. Let me
No, not a whole lot, unfortunately.
not a lot. Worth a try, but not a lot. Unfortunate Shock. There we go.
Red had Uber for a whole minute and then only just used it. I don't think those crits were enough to actually secure anything, but Entropy just about survived there. Let's see if she can recoup another crit to use against Blue. We shall see.
Yeah, they've actually got to get on the point itself in order to capture it. I think they are, again, strategically going to wait until all of their players have respawned before they do so. It's a clever move, but it's also difficult to time absolutely perfectly. I think they got it that time. Speaking of getting in that time, there goes
Nutty needs to pop there. That was close.
Taking down Aimtech as well. Lunadark, gotta be very conscious of that player.
He must be. Very true. I mean, they are literally second scoring just below the medic. Lunadark is doing some damn good work over there. Oh, it's Solar Light! It's not even... It's the, I'm sure you're familiar. There are 2 people called Solar Light who play on Seasonalander here and there.
Oh, yeah.
There's Solar Light, the Demo Night YouTuber, and there's Solar Light, the Spy Pyro player, who is currently called Lunadark in the server, which is quite funny. So as there's no confusion, they're not. This is not the YouTuber Solar Light. This is the Solar Light from the other part.
The other Solar Light.
Yeah, literally, and that's why he's called Lunadark on this server.
Solar Light Lunadark. Oh, that makes sense.
You get it? You get it?
Oh, I get it now. That's so clever.
Yeah, it took me a while because I realized I saw them on my friends. I was like, oh, there's a pause.
Oh, right. We see ourselves, and it gives. We were so concerned by the nature of darkness and light that we forgot to keep track of the game.
Unfortunately,
yes, it
Bebe
appears
has crashed.
that there's Bebe is. That is a. Yeah. So I think we should probably make use of this pause to zoom our way around these players, and see who's dripped out.
And who is drowning?
Drowning? What is this, a beach theme?
I mean, it could be.
No, I get it. Well, drowning because there's too much drip? Like, that's overly dripped.
Alright, let's have a little look at Not Human over here. They're pretty, like, I think they're solid on the theme, actually, with not being human. They've got some little cheeky specs on there. The thrilling tracksuit, I must say, I'm quite a big fan of that coat. And what's the gas mask called for the scout? Oh, I always forget. The fuel injector. Yeah, there it is.
It seems so irrelevant, or so relevant a moment ago, and yet now we are back on the action. Everything is back together again, and these teams are ready to rumble, as it were.
Maybe the pause was tactical.
Rumbling. Well, maybe it was. Who can tell? And now that we've mentioned it, whoever gets to edit this later can't just delete it.
Very true. Very true. Must keep it in. The timer seemed to have stopped for some reason. Now we have to just...
Don't worry about it. It'll be back. It'll do head reload, reload hard, and it will come back into play. There we go. So, yes, in fact, we have our situation fully reversed. The entirety of this red team are just swamping and loving and living life right on the edge there, with only Lunadark making an attempted play. But again, Lunadark or Solar Light or non-Solar Light, unsolar lighted. While I'm talking about the discussions of the things, Nuka-Cola and the Order moving in, making a lot of moves on that midpoint. I should get back onto the score, back onto the void of the experience, and stop mucking around.
Nah, these things happen, Aggro. Don't even worry about it. I'm currently spectating Entropy, as always. I want to see what she's up to with her. Oh, she's just... Oh, never mind. I was going to say she's changed. No, she hasn't. She's still on the specialized kill streak. Crit Skreeg, as always. But will it be enough to deny Nighty's Uber? I'm not really sure. Nighty might be being taken out here. Let's have a little check.
Well, they've got bit of an advantage, about 30% advantage anyway, so maybe Entropy is going to be able to do something with it. They're certainly building a little bit faster, so perhaps if they use it immediately, which is the right thing to do, they will be able to do some good work. But I'm seeing the order back on mid.
Yeah, being taken out there. Let's see if Popcorn can deny with Nuka-Cola Cherry against the mighty Bebe, and they actually are not human, and they have. But Shawk again taking out a little Bikini Heaven over there. Interesting. She's been murked there by the famous man with the.
Here it goes. The crit's been pulled by Entropy, pushing out now at the moment using the mighty power of Demo Man. But they've been isolated, and now they are moving alone.
Oh, look at Shawk. See, told you he was going to get back in there. Pretty solid kill from Shawk. I wonder now if Red can secure this for another 18 seconds, but let's check 92, but 38%. It might not be enough to secure the victory this round. I don't think it is.
Yeah, it's going to be a really tight thing now. Genuinely at the point where those Ubers make such a critical difference.
Oh, but Popcorn's on the port. Never mind, denied completely. That's pretty solid there by Arkan.
Knightley's gone down. Knightley is no longer a contender in this rush for Uber. It looks like I was wrong. That is it. That is a tremendous effort by Tremor Troopers to get back in, get their number one, their first digit back on the scoreboard, and it looks like it's now a 1-1 match. These two teams could not be more evenly structured.
They have been going very back and forth. I'm currently spectating Bebe to watching his rollout, seeing if he can get to the point really quickly. But he's actually taking a bit of a mind. He's not going for a measured approach. He's trying to take out Dynam on the little building over there. But I think he's now retreated into a bunker, so I'm going to spectate someone else. Bikini. Oh, no one has been killed yet.
Dynam! Oh, sorry, Lucky. No, not Dynam. My apologies. Luna going in, getting a nice little stab off on them. Wasn't able to follow through for more than one, but it's still a bit of a silly stab, as he's saying in chat, which I'm not supposed to. But nonetheless, going in now is crits. Wait, is crits?
No, that's surely not.
Knightley on crits. Did I see that?
Is 90? No, 90's been murked. Oh wow, complete roll by Red. Only the Solar Knight's alive. How did we miss that?
And yet nobody's capping.
Yeah, what? The engineer capping? Where's it? No.
June was the only person.
What is she doing?
I think there's a moment of like what just happened by the entirety of both teams, and it took June to sort of get in there and recognise that actually they should take advantage of this. But now, at least with the entire team going down at the same time, they have a chance to roll out at the same time, and maybe this can be something super effective for them. Although Bebe being just a brute, going in there and taking the opposition out. Dynam. Everyone is holding back. They're all holding back, and as they probably should be. Nuka-Cola, Pinball, and Dynam hanging out in that bot corner of the orange Manco building.
Oh yeah, true. That is quite a nice little midpoint. I'm just looking at Solar Light over here, trying to. Never mind, he's just been taken out by Twash. What a shame. And Arkan, to be fair, they do make a pretty solid team. MDL is trying to rush up onto the point again with his team. And they seem to be uncontested here right now, because I think, yeah, Entropy's only got literally like less than 10% Uber, which is not ideal for Red. They might have to recoup and regather, because they have still 2 minutes on the clock for themselves if they want to actually be able to manage to contest this point.
It is definitely being utilised by Knightley, so both teams utilising the same tactics. Again, who can build it and who can use it first? Knightley has got it at the ready and has got a demo man with them, so maybe, yep, they're utilising it straight away with both the heavy and the demo man, but both of these being neutralised, or at least the heavy at least being neutralised by a spy coming in and just taking advantage. Knightley's forced to run back to the health of a small creamy puff.
Poor Nighty. I must say, actually, while we have a little bit of almost moment of calm over here with the Solar Light trying to take out Twash, just to remind everyone that the bonus ducks will be a donation goal as soon as someone, I think it's the next $10 or $15 or so, and then the server will activate its bonus ducks little plugin that we have.
Bonus ducks mode. My goodness me, it's worth donating. It's worth donating to. Exclamation mark donate in chat. Send some money if you've got it, and if you haven't, then poke someone who has got some money and get them to send it instead.
Because remember, we still have a quota to fulfill to donate to the charity.
We do.
So
They're not letting us out until we filled our quota. I'm not sure who signed or agreed to this contract, but I'm feeling a little bit.
Honestly.
Yeah, a little bit. You too. I guess misery loves company. What can I say?
Well, it is nice to have some company while doing a cheeky bit of streaming, you know, for a good cause, of course.
Indeed, for a good cause. A good cause is worth doing a lot of things for.
Much agreed, much agreed. Blue is just taking it back, and Rella the Huntress just took out MDL for a 10 kill streak. MDL was on as heavy. That is quite impressive, I must say.
Yeah, once again we see the amazing prowess of Shork just trying to face stab people. Not sure that's the best approach for spies, but maybe he's being coached by somebody who doesn't like spies.
I would honestly not be surprised if that was the case.
Yeah, I can say anything true. Yeah.
All right, let's have a little look.
A lot has happened. Indeed, I'm searching for a bit of activity on this midpoint, but it's all, once again, a lot of focus on the midpoint. Although Nuka-Cola taking down taking down another victim, being stalked by Shork. Shork is so desperate to get one kill off. Anybody will do. Unfortunately, Nuka-Cola's not going to be that
Oh, nice
target.
little stab there by Seasonalander, actually, speaking of spies. Poor Shork still in the respawn bay. But I must say, I mean, Nuka-Cola Cherry just taking out Arkan. They've got no defense against these rockets right now. So I wonder if they can...
It's shot on Twash.
Must say, Nuka-Cola Cherry is kind of carrying over here. Will they be able to...
A little bit? A little bit. You always get
fair
this.
amount.
Oh, Shork goes in. He's going. He gets MDL. Shork actually get a kill. Woohoo!
Ooh.
Go Shork.
Good on you. Good on you, son.
In chat. Get a 1.
Yeah, go on. Give Shork some love. You know, he's been doing quite a bit of work for the community here and there, you know, on Twitter and all his little advertisements with the voice actors. It's quite impressive. Quite a nice little thing that he does.
This little corner of the internet is carved out for himself.
Very true, very true. Now, Red have managed to just hit this back for themselves, but will they be able to hold it for the next minute is my question. Entropy is currently on basically 100% Uber, while Nighty is struggling to regain their... Oh, they're just been
to stay alive.
Yeah, literally, Twash just taking him out. Like, what a joke.
Indeed. I'm tempted, almost with the realization of Caster's Curse, I'm tempted to just throw this over to the red team. I think they might actually have a decent chance of holding this for the last 30 seconds, but I realise even in saying it, that's almost certainly doomed them all. But they're holding quite far forward, in fact, significantly further forward than they normally otherwise hold. I'm watching Ralph the Hunter just hold that they're waiting, and I was going to say waiting for someone to come first. Unfortunately for them,
Twash
Nuka-Cola
overextended there, I must say, a little bit. Punished for that, quite, well, gruesomely, really. Little medic battle over here, Nighty taking them out. Oh, interesting. I think Blue are going to take this one back, actually.
They absolutely are, by the looks of things. There's no reason why they weren't going to be able to hold that. As in that moment where they've had that great confidence that it was going to be theirs, they decided to spread out and allow themselves to be taken down one by one.
Squander that moment a little bit.
Yep, they absolutely did. But unfortunately, these things sort of roll out that way, and I can't necessarily say that it was the definitively wrong move. It just didn't work out for them in this moment. Speaking of working out for them in the moment, Aim Tech sneaking up behind, a few little stickies, a few Maybelline well-placed.
Oh, nice stab there.
Bit of destruction. Shot goes in, takes them out.
No.
Absolutely
Was it enough?
brilliantly done so. I'm not sure that it is. Not human. Last remaining person on that point, and it looks like the Order has absolutely taken the second point in for themselves. The Order, possibly the strongest name, definitely the strongest play in that particular situation. That was their point to lose, and they did not let it go. So here we go. 2-1. It is first to 3 or best of 5, and the Order is so very close to making this their entire map. But another rollout. What are you seeing?
I'm looking at Pop Boy over here in the little crevice. I don't know. He's trying to do some work over here, but it's not going the best, I must say. Let's see if we can get some area denial on the point. But what are the engineers running? Well, June is currently running minis, and I'm going to take a little peek at Pinball Mage, see what they are running as well. They are running also minis, so they're not doing the little strategy earlier where they've
not doing the level 3 anymore.
No, not at all.
It's fine. It's fine. It's a very fast map as well. A lot of things are very tight together. Papoy is very much playing the part of a pyro, setting flames absolutely everywhere in every direction. Although, given the aptitude of Shork in recent rounds, I think that is a little bit too much, giving them maybe too much credit, possibly.
Yes, maybe a tad. But MD, I mean, I'm taking another peek at main.lure over here. And I'm just seeing they're taking out not human almost, but not human somehow managing to. Oh, see there you go, Short it again, doing his purpose as spy.
So absolutely got in. The MDL just deleted, self-deleted. Short, well played. Right, here we go. Midpoint being taken again by this order. There's just enough people on down. Dynam has joined them. There's significantly enough people in order to ensure that gets taken down really quickly. What is Shork doing?
He was just, I don't know, he was just goofing about a little bit, but I think he's managed to redeem himself. I think he might be trying to... Luna, I mean, obviously you can't really see Solar Light walking up, but he's just about to take out Swash. See, look at that. What a lovely little
absolutely. That was so well called. That was absolutely brilliant. Lunadark hanging out on the beach area. We finally get to mention beach. Can I mention beach? Well, while we're here, there's a couple of med packs up on those towers.
They've not been
well, they haven't been touched by either team. They can only realistically be touched by somebody who's able to jump up there. So a couple of soldiers and Deraman and maybe Pyro using jetpacks. But it seems to be very rarely you see med packs that are exclusively for one class.
That is true.
Oh, ducks! You see a lot of ducks in play. Did something happen?
Well, bonus ducks was activated earlier, but I'm pretty sure that we're $5 away from the next donation goal, which is $1,500. So if anyone would like to give us a little cheeky donation to push us over that threshold, we'd be much appreciated about that, I think.
Indeed. I'm half tempted to click the button myself. I might even get round to that. However, not while I'm casting, I'm being told. Not while I'm casting, I'll do it later. There we go. Lunar Dark gets a little sap onto the mini sentry, so taking out any capabilities of it. Nightly pushing in, maybe holding on to the midpoint as well. The mistakes that were made before by T4T, who were pushing a little bit far forward, doesn't seem to be happening this time. Lunar Dark being the only casualty of the forward hold. As teams very much staying to this midsection area. Dynam kind of hanging out on that top deck.
Oh, it's just
maybe trying to get in. Yep, there's I think a push is happening though. They are moving. This red team moving into the point. Crits coming out. Aim Tech getting down 1, 2, 3. Lots of little stickies and critical stickies.
They're on attacking speed.
Not really finding. Not really finding a lot of people to take out. Yeah. It is as effective as it needs to be, except that they still not have taken the midpoint. Twash standing on and finally being able to turn at that point to the red section. So now we have the scoreboards are reset a little bit. The clock, definitely the timer definitely going down for this T4T team.
Very true. I'm just taking a little peek at the donation boards, and iSupply gave us a lovely 50 saying thanks to you, Aggro. Since you asked so nicely to donate, so thank you, iSupply, much appreciated by them. Tears Fall donates 10, saying Nighty Not Nightly and Nuka are their goats. Thank you very much, Tears Fall. Milf Hunter with 5, saying love you all. Love you too, Milf Hunter. Anonymous, wow, Anonymous crazy with $25, saying bonus ducks. Fantastic.
Bonus ducks.
Lex Plays Games with $4, saying every little helps. Little Tesco motto over there. And Milf Hunter pushing us over 1,500 with a little heart. Thank you very much again, Milf Hunter. So that's solid. We're at $1,500. We're $1,000 away from the goal, everyone. Only 1K. Well, I say only 1K. That's quite a
mere $1,000.
Yes, a small amount of $1,000.
Nothing of the likes of Inferno. Apparently.
No, of course. Me and my ivory tower and my mansion. No. Clearly.
I don't think that's true for anyone involved here, but nonetheless, speaking of merely stickies moving out to the point there, it looks like it is Popcorn trying to get the occasional burst of power back in, but they seem to be hunted a little bit. Bebe going in, trying to take down and managing to take down Bikini Heron.
But can he get little pinball measure? No, a little help out from Rella the Huntress over there. And Bebe, nice, solid work. Is he going to bomb in? No, I don't think he's going to be a bit measured here. Let's transition over to see what Short's doing. Will he be able to take out anyone at their spawn? Oh, I'm unsure.
I think they're pushing a little bit further into the point at the moment, maybe trying to take out Nuka-Cola. Jerry does so, finally. The abuse of power has been taken out, Short leveling the playing field for all of us involved. Who will be their next target? I'm thinking Dynam's going to be trying to go for it. Shook survives. Pinball and Dynam descend on him, and Shook goes down. Now, Not Human is seeking a bit of revenge, I think, as this entirety of Red Team pushes up against the Order. The Order, shall they stand firm, or will they run away? And I think they are choosing the runaway motion. Although, having said that, June finds themselves completely out of place. Can they back away? Can they make something of this? No, they cannot. A little Sticky found them in the last instance. Popcorn is still hanging out in that little hut area around midpoint. Everything has changed hands again. It looks like we're down to the last 5 seconds. Can the Order come in and capture this point, turn things around? It looks like they're definitely making a try towards it, but even if they do manage it, what will turn around? They do. No, they don't. My goodness me. Pepe came in from the outside area and just with so much destruction and so much distraction managed to capture the point and hold it and stay to the very end. And there we go. The scores 2-2 indeed.
Oh, it's too close for comfort. So it's still all to play for.
Managing to keep this going for the rest of the day. That is so close. These teams are absolutely on each other as they roll out again. Dynam getting to the point absolutely first. Not Human currently finding some sort of back path. Gets MDL down. So 1 for 1. These two teams are once again perfectly balanced. Luna Dark hanging out in the background, whiffs, tries to get that medic down and just whiffs on it so hard. I've never seen a medic spy situation fall so badly on the spy. Nonetheless, the Order is bit by bit trying desperately to capture the points, and even now they are pulling back. Are they regrouping? What are they doing now?
They've just been all murked out, but Red still haven't managed to get to the point back.
No,
I know. I mean, Arkan's on the point right now with Entropy, and she's got 20%, and literally 90's only just got 5. So I think
Luna Dark.
Interesting.
Luna Dark goes in for the stab for the second time, and once again whiffs. Luna Dark, no! How can it be so?
And then Red takes it. Interesting. Okay, I see how it is.
Yep.
Want to see what Shock on 90. Think being denied by Popcorn over there. Interesting.
Dynam sneaking around the back, see whether they can make any moves. Managed to take out the medic. That is
they did a good job there.
Equalizer. Dynam. Absolutely. That is the way to go. That's the way to force an error, to force themselves into a situation of greater karma. Bebe out on their own, tries to find some sort of med pack, can't quite do so, and is now down and out. Dynam, Popoy trying to capture this midpoint, but it looks like they are fighting against some unknown hero. Zooming around, looking for a sentry gun as if somehow I'm going to find something that isn't even there. What is stopping them from taking this midpoint?
I don't really know, but I think nothing is now. They've just been sort of like...
Absolutely.
Well, Arkan's the only one over there actually trying to deny them, really. I think the rest of Red Team are all recuperating in the Manco building, which is quite interesting, I must say. MDL's
having a little bath. Yeah, just chilling out in the bar, maybe.
Resting out, you know how it is. Yeah, literally.
Mid-match. Like, perfect time to have a few cocktails mid-match.
I've got to say, yeah.
Oof! Luna Dark manages to get down Squash, although Squash was not being super effective in that moment anyway. Struggling to find a decent angle. Speaking of angles, here comes Dynam once again with an Uber, and the Med and Dynam now, they've got to make use of this Uber. They're going up against a couple of players, trying to take down the...
Little taunt there.
Indeed, that was a moment, that was a desperation taunt, I think that's technically called, when you know that you have no chance of surviving, so you just want to go down on your own terms. Yeah, exactly. Laugh, and the whole world will laugh with you, or kill you. Either way, one of those two things are going to happen. Yeah, did not work out too well for them. Nonetheless, I think with that little jaunt, that little moment of happiness. Oh, Luna Dark. Oh, I called it too soon.
Yeah, you did cast his castle.
Yeah. The teams sensed my anticipation of something great happening. Bebe,
look at Bebe actually doing some work.
Just floating in the sky. That that parachute keeping them up there in a prolonged position. These two teams, the timing on them. Look at that clock, 1:44
Literally
for
equal.
both teams right now. They could not be more equal. The tactics are different. The attitudes are different. They're going into it. Both of them are putting all of their effort, all of their focus into it, and yet the results are so close. It's mesmerizing.
It is actually quite unbelievably close. I'm struggling to see Red making any action over here, though. MDL seems to be just taking the point completely uncontested, almost.
I think what they're doing, they're unifying themselves, they're gathering their thoughts, they're moving together as a team, and hopefully with them sort of collating as these amorphous blobs of intellect and associated joy, that maybe they are going to be moving in together, but that doesn't seem to be the situation. What am I talking about? Everything's going against them, and what can we do? All we can do is sit here and watch. We can't add our weight, our enthusiasm, our joy to their battles. All we can do is watch and hope that something turns around for this team. They've done so well up to this point, but here's Lunadark once again going in and getting a stab off on Bebe. That's gotta be rough. Whew, Bebe, gotta be having a bad day right now.
Yeah, it's unfortunate for him, truly. But I mean, let's have a little look at Entropy's Uber. 90% and 90's on 100. Now I think we might be seeing an exchange here in a minute if no one gets dropped.
Absolutely.
But well, we'll see about that.
Speaking of
Look at all that
exchange,
action
here it
there.
comes.
Wow.
Oh, you nailed it, absolute 100%. Although having said that, Uber versus Crits, we all know who the winner is. 90, as I've been told by the donations, 90 is able to hold and make full use of theirs, while unfortunately Entropy did not last.
No, not at all. I think Shawk is actually managing to escape here from the Coca-Cola Cherry just about. In beach again, under beach. Very nice job by Shawk.
Under beach? Under beach? Is that a thing?
Yeah.
Is that just sea? It's a...
Actually, that's kind of... but the sea's kind of on the beach, isn't it?
You're right. What's under beach then?
I don't know, more sand?
Oh, speaking of which, it's very important that we get back to the point at the moment. We see the timer for the order going down to 0. The other team, this red team, needs to do something. They need to get their feet on the ground, which they're doing so.
Everyone's throwing themselves at the point!
Wrath the Hunter is doing so much work. Bebe now on point on that. Oh, now
Engineer takes it.
Have they done enough? They have not. Unfortunate, but that's how it goes. The order, as you very much say so, takes that point, and in doing so, takes that map. They themselves are, I'm sure, absolutely stoked with that result.
That was fantastic playing from both teams. I must say it was nail-biting.
I don't know. I'm reaching for my food knowing full well I can't eat it because it's going to make noise. I'm just playing with a comment at the moment. I'm squeezing a raisin between my fingertips, hoping desperately that something ace is going to happen out of it. But I'm struggling at the moment. My map has not loaded. It's a different version to the one that's currently being utilized, so I need to quickly go and download that. Please do carry on while I mysteriously take charge of that.
That's absolutely fine. We're just seeing who we're getting in for interviews in a moment. Get all popped up and ready to talk.
Are we doing interviews already, or I thought we were going through another map?
No, I think. Oh no, never mind. We are going through another map soon, and then we're doing interviews. We're transitioning first. I was going to say, like, there's no break for us just yet. We're here for life, really. We're here for the long haul. And then we've got to say, I mean, we've got. So at least one more, unless the red team managed to pull it back this round, and then we'll be on for a tiebreaker for third place, which is something that's definitely not uncommon on Seasonalander. We've had that quite a few pushbacks here and there. So yeah, I got to say this is to be expected almost, but we'll see what happens in this payload map. I must say, payload is, I don't know. I feel like the strategies for payload are a little bit different to the ones compared to King of the Hill or what's it called? 5CP, which is what is happening now. We're not on payload. Having a look at the this isn't a map I've not seen before. I'm definitely not familiar with this map. This is a attack defend, I think.
Divulgence.
Interesting. Everyone's oh, never mind. Everyone's getting into their teams now. They're all getting arranged. Okay, are you taking some cheeky bites before you start?
If only that'd be a clever thing to do. I should probably be doing that now. I don't need food. Oh, food. That's for humans.
No, we're
We are
clearly
beyond and above that.
I was going to say
We're
subhuman.
We're below that. Oh my goodness me.
I must say, I am a fan. I'm actually going to take a little look at some of the loadouts. I know the stream can't see it, but I'm just taking a look at some of the characters in this game. And I must say, I mean, Shork's loadout is quite iconic. He's had that for quite a long time. His sunbeams. What's the hat called? The detective's hat. Oh, I always forget. But and his little earbuds, very nice.
Just the short hat, isn't it?
Yeah. Taking a little peek. Also, I am a fan of Dyna's loadout too. They have got some nice. They've got a orbiting fire chrome stone, which is very cool.
Ooh.
I'm quite a fan of that. Orbiting fires, Inferno kind of keep with the theme, must say. I used to have quite a few orbiting fire unusuals. Take a look at my inventory.
I was thinking of changing my name to the Hatless Person. That way it saves me a lot of money. But I have joined the map now.
Brilliant.
And I am once again enjoying this experience. Now, given that it was a map that conflicted with one that I already had on my system, you'd imagine that I would have played this significantly enough times that I could swoop my way around it and say, oh, yes, I remember this point and that point. But right now, I'm wondering if that is the case, or whether I imagine this moment. I am going to have a quick peek inside these two spawn areas and see what's going on and see what I do remember of playing these maps. There's certainly a very tight sense to it. It looks like it's one of these newfangled 5CP things, or A, B, C, D.
I can't tell. It has a track, so I think this is a payload map.
It's a payload. There's a.
But there are control points as well. No, this is definitely a payload map because there's a whole track and there's the stoppers. But that is so weird that there's the first point is a control point. That is an interesting design.
Oh, it's one of those multi things.
Oh,
so you got to do a thing, and then another thing happens, and then you got to do that thing. That's really clever. I've looked down the number 1 staging area, and it looks like there's a bomb in a lift on a track.
Yeah, it's about to come up.
That's going to come up when they capture the point.
If only they could actually spectate the source TV and they could see what we were doing, but that means our awful, atrocious angles sometimes wouldn't be ideal.
Yeah, no, let's be very grateful that they cannot do that, because that would definitely break everything. Oh, and then they've got to turn the turntable round in the middle by capturing another point, I imagine.
It's so complicated.
Something of that nature. Perhaps we'll see and we'll experience it in real time as the viewers do. And finally delivering the payload to the final destination, which I imagine is going to be some sort of library.
I just realised June's wearing a lo-fi long wave. She has
excellent.
Yeah, she's repping the Kritzcast brand.
And why not?
Yeah, of course. Why would she not?
If you could, you definitely would.
I got to say, I mean, lo-fi long wave is on my list of a hat to obtain at some point. I don't know how many of them there are left, but I would be very grateful to obtain one eventually. Only 3.
No, that's a joke.
I was going to say, yeah. I knew there was a finite amount, but imagine only being 3. That would be like a fight to the death for who gets the last one.
That really would. That would be. Oh, I'd run some sort of. I'd run some sort of bizarre competition for that.
That would be quite fun. But no, I mean, lo-fi long waves. They seem to be a dime a dozen here and there. I see quite a few people with them, and it's quite.
You know what? It's just such a gorgeous hat. If you had one, you would wear it, and that
exactly. I would wear it on all my classes if I ever had one.
There's some suggestion by Ian the Awesome in chat that we should run a Hunger Games for the lo-fi.
I mean, to be fair, that would be quite fun.
Just put a lo-fi in the middle and open the gates. And
I'll tell you what,
all of the contenders. Yeah.
A neat idea would be you know how I'm sure you're familiar with Blapachico.
Oh yeah.
They had the a Black Bash a couple of summers ago.
Oh. Speaking of which, no, let's put it all on hold. The doors have opened. The gates.
Oh, they have.
The gates of hell have opened, and these two teams are going at it like full fury. They recognise the real relevance of them playing Team Fortress 2 as opposed to us talking about other things that are unrelated. Even to the extent that hats are being set aside. Oh, the cacophony. Oh, the humanity of it all. How can hats be ignored in preference for Team Fortress 2? And yet here we see it happening in real time. The Order is pushing in. The Order again. They're going blue once more. The Order is pushing in against this other team. They have such sense of superiority that must be held to at some and all costs. but I don't know whether the placement of the sentry gun is going to be doing them any good. It's hidden around the corner. As much as it wants to be utilised, it's not necessarily doing so. Although it is actually holding off on that final point, this team has managed to rally themselves together again, and they find themselves in a better situation than I think that they ever thought they were going to be in at this point of the map. Here they are, taking down 1, 2, 3 players. Lunadark left on their own, being spotted out, and how on earth have they managed to make it through? Nobody knows, but they are definitely going to go to try and take out the teleport entry if they can manage to make it that far, but they cannot. There is a sense here that this team has been able to hold off this initial push, and maybe this is good enough for them to feel really good about themselves. It's certainly causing the entirety of the Order to rethink their tactics so far.
They haven't touched the cart yet. I'm getting a bit nervous for them. They need to set some things up. I'm taking a little look at Popcorn over here, seeing if they can do a little bit of damage. But Red seems to be hard on the point quite strongly, which is interesting. And they're doing a little bit work with the sticky bomb launcher, but they're only at 25 health now. I need to get some heals up in there. See if Bebe's going to be bombing in and getting 90, because they're in a bit of a bad spot over here. Look at that nice little pick by Bebe, and he gets out. Oh, never mind, does not get out alive.
Entry B has sat on, or is currently sat on, 100% Uber. They have that in the bag and ready to go as and when it is needed. Holding on to this point with renewed gusto, I would imagine. This team, the Order, can't quite seem to make it round the corner, and here comes Shork trying to do a bit of work, but unfortunately gets killed by a reflect. I'm pretty sure that they didn't see
it was a
that
grenade
one coming.
reflect as well.
Tough. That doesn't matter what it is. It's a reflect. Bebe going around the corner as well. Popcorn takes them out, and now we find ourselves once again back in the same situation. Well, HB still holding on to this Uber, does not want to seem to let it go without a solid reason to do so, even if it means letting a few of their teammates die on their behalf. That is the way of the medic. They're doing the right thing, though. It seems to be working for them, and it's still, once again, we're back exactly where we were a few moments ago. The timer is ticking down. Lunadog making some sort of move. They have found their way in, but I don't know whether or not they're going to be spotted.
I don't think Pinball Mage can take this one. No, they can't. That was quite a rough. Like, they were trying to do what they did at the end of the King of the Hill map, but they did not work on that point at all. I think Blue needs to regroup and build up their Uber again.
I think Lunadark is reporting on the situation. They're readying their moments. They know everything is going to be coming on. And here comes the big blue push by the Order. Lunadark is not even flinching. Are they still there?
I think they are, just about.
Well, they've suddenly relocated themselves. They're hiding around the corner, and I think maybe this is going to be the next push. Everybody is getting themselves together. 90 is still a long way down on having that full Uber, but they've got to make some kind of a move. They've only got 40 seconds or so to be able to try and capture the points. At least they're making the effort to get close to
in there.
Nice.
By Lunadark. Very good. Taking out the sentry.
Bebe doing the work of the... Oh my goodness me, they've given up. They're absolutely on the point, and they've moved forward in such a way to do so without really having to give up too much.
Now they have to get the
timer.
Let's see if MDL can hop himself into the action, but I don't know if it'll be enough to take out Bebe, because he's kind of on his own over here. He's just been backed up. I think we've just received quite a solid donation. Let me check. No words, but from Hesse Nixie. Thank you very much, Hesse Nixie, for $125. That pushes us to $1,655. Look at that. That is pretty damn solid.
Speaking of damn solid, Popcorn manages to take down Shork, who's been sneaking around. Speaking of sneaking around, is not human, who have find themselves a little bit off the point. They don't quite know where they should go in to try and make use of themselves. They just rejoined the fray, with MDL sneaking their nose around the corner as well.
Is trying to get in quickly. They're doing some work with their lovely little medic 90. Let's see if them and 90 can do some work. No, Dynamo's just been taken out.
And in fact, worse than that, 90's been left on their own with Shork following up. That is maybe must have lost track of them.
What a little trick
Shork
there.
takes down Poppy. Yep, that counts.
Good.
It's quite an enjoyable thing to watch. Having taken them so long to capture that first point, they're surging ahead now. They actually maintaining momentum, staying on the cart. MDL gets taken down by Shawk.
Again,
Shawk is in there.
And now Shawk was completely destroyed himself, to be fair. Like, he was wrong place, wrong time, but he got a nice 2 stabs off there. Very impressive work from Shawk.
Counts. They all count.
They do.
And in fact, the order now, from having been stalemated solid in that one little corner, they're pushing forward so fast and so powerfully that they're back on. They're at this point, the turning point, waiting for the tracks to turn around back in their favour. It would, or it should, or it could be, under most circumstances, a great little sort of corner pinching moment where the defending team can make use of them being stuck in one corner, but they're actually surging forward so far and so fast. There's no really solid defense led up for this team. They don't know what they can do. I think they've got to give up on that second to last point and just hold the very last point instead. There's not a lot.
Entropy has just changed to the default minigun, which is about time, really. To be fair, this is the kind of map that they're going to need it on. So I'm going to take a little... Oh, they've actually... Never mind. The red team is setting up a little base here. If June can get her sentry up in time, then maybe they can defend this second to last point.
Maybe. It's a lot of maybes. It absolutely is.
Too many hypotheticals might not be a good idea for these for the order to be pushing through. But I think... Oh, look at that little sticky trap made there. That might be the death of someone quite soon.
Luna Dark, watching behind Squash. Has anyone seen them? No, they haven't. They're going to wait until they absolutely have a real reason for making a move, though.
Squash,
I think, senses. They sense something is happening behind them. They know it. They know it. They can feel the presence of a spy behind them. They don't know what's going on. They're turning around and around and around. They've run away. It's the appropriate thing to do. But nonetheless... Here comes another push. I think it's going to happen in this moment. They've touched the card a little bit, 90 up to around 70% on this Uber. They are going to make use of it as soon as it gets up there. Nuka Cherry a little bit out of point, but the entirety of the order is now hanging around this cart. You know it. I know it. We all know it. There's going to be something momentous happening in the next few moments. But unfortunately, we're going to have to wait for that until this pause is over. I want to draw people's attention, if they haven't done so already, to the glory and the beauty of Arkan's flames. I don't know you, but I'm seeing a multicolored display of flames oozing from this pyro. That is such a beautiful thing to see.
And now
we are back in the action.
Wonderful.
There's something going on. Something's about to happen. I think it's going to drop as soon as this Uber reaches 100%. 1992. What are they going to do? Are they going to push through? They have pushed through. The Uber has been activated, and I think that there was enough of a distraction going on with that Uber for the sentry gun to go down. Luna Dark, I think, must have got off a kill there. And there we go. There we see Bebe holding out almost on their own, seemingly so, but it's enough for them to ensure that there is no longer a challenge happening. The cart has been pushed up the little hill and round the corner a little bit, but it was a little movement for a lot of effort, and that's not really how this game needs to be played.
No, I agree. I think 2 points in 5 minutes and then now taking quite a long time to get up this hill may not bode the best for the order. I feel like we're going to be on to a third map after this. I'm not going to jinx it now, but I have just
you've just done that, haven't you? Aim Tech have got a little sticky trap up there.
Again?
Maybe blown it a little bit early. Didn't really get the kills they wanted to. A lot of people moving out of this sort of this upper section here. There's not a huge amount that either team can do to get into there, although Bebe is doing a good try, dropping in from above, gets down Dynam. That's one problem they don't have to think about for a little while. Shawk is following them afterwards, sneaking into the hut to see if they can make any kind of damage in this area. Takes down Pinball Madge. Is that going to be useful enough on its own? Not necessarily sure. Certainly with Poppy taking down the Sapper as well, using that weapon of
everyone by
reconstruction.
Other than Shawk is alive, which is quite strange.
Uber versus Uber on that point. The Uber of Entropy came out most definitely second, so they were up for longer, and despite this, It seems like point is going to be captured.
In 900.
That's a good effort.
9 minutes 49 seconds is not the worst I've seen, to be fair, especially from Seasonalander teams, which they don't have much time to practice. If this was comp, I might be complaining a little bit more, but it's not. It's all for fun. And if I may redirect you all back to the donations quickly, a little cheeky donation, just coming from Just Bruh, the famous Twitter man, now on X, which is a stupid name, coming for $25, shouting out Luna Swamp, Swan Pharaoh, and his Sixes team. So, and he's saying that they're all goats. So thank you, Just Bro, much appreciated for the 25. That pushes us to 1,680. Oh, very nice, solid. Please.
680.
What?
That famous score.
That is very true, very true. I must say, oh, good stab by Short there. I think he's been caught out. Never mind. He's trying to catch 90 out. Can he do it? Oh, never. Oh.
Stalking. Stalking.
Oh. Rough one. Or MDL. Oh, I think they might be taking this final bit, actually.
A lot of effort going in towards taking it as well. Nuka-Cola Cherry jumped on the actual cart itself, but wasn't enough to be conclusive. A lot of effort going into this. 90 is pushing in with Pinball and the Pyro.
5 seconds.
And considerable effort goes into that. They have taken down the final point. That means that we finally get to see it from the other side with the Order defending and the Tremor Troopers attacking. Now we see what these two teams are actually made of. I don't know whether this is the first time that these teams have played this particular map, but even if it were not, it's always interesting seeing it from the other team's eyes. You know what you did right and what you did wrong. Now let's see how they can correct it.
I have a feeling the Order will be quite lovely on defense, but I mean, now actually the 90 has switched to crits. How strange.
Do you know what? I was questioning before why I had this map, and I don't recognise playing it at all. The reason was, I think the last time I played it was on Seasonalander, when I played, and I never managed to make it round that first corner on attack. So I've never seen the rest of the map.
That makes sense. Everyone is heavy currently in Blue Spirit. Interesting. They've all
really?
They're all sandwiching up.
Is that an allowed format?
I think they're just having a nice little lunch. Oh, never mind. They're changing back now. They're pretty. I think they're having a little bit of a snack. I mean, to be fair, Angry, I think that's what they're telling you to do. Have a little cheeky snack. But we're literally getting prepped now, so there's no time.
Yeah, it's too late. I've even got a raisin in my hands. I've got to put it back in the bowl. I don't know why I did this. I just got to look at food and think, that's food. I wish I could have that. But nonetheless, that's of no point right now. Let us consider the possibility of two teams matching up against each other as the gates open and we see this dynamic play out. Chalk first to make it around the corner, but he was seen in doing so, although they seem to have left him alone. Shawk is going to go up and about and round the corner, and I wonder whether they are going to make a particular move.
Open move, open moment.
Well, there we go. What can you do?
Yeah, these things happen. I think Twash and Bikini are having a little bit of a battle over here, but Twash keeps ducking just under Bikini's sightline.
Luna Dark, though, gets in on Twash, so Twash down. No more sniper for this blue team.
Not at all. I'm currently interested in June's strategy of placing minis down and then running away. But that is quite an interesting strategy, I must say. But I mean, Nuka-Cola Cherry, again, coming out of those little stairs like they did last time. And let's see what they can do against Bebe. Clearly not too much, because they're on their own. That's not ideal work. But they've just retreated back to the NG's nest, defending that little control point over there. What are your thoughts?
It is a frustrating little point. You can find yourself, as I've recognised who have done myself, you can find yourself just so out of place so quickly that once you make it past that corner, the map sort of opens itself up to you. But with those angles, I'm watching Luna Dark in a moment, and their role in this particular thing is just to report to tell the world when an Uber is going to be pushing out, but it's somewhat irrelevant now because the first point has been taken. Luna, I think, now is just waiting to try and get a good stab off. They have been so lucky up to this point to ignore all the flames that have been firing up in their general direction, but sadly that did not pan out for them. Now, this team, Bebe and Not Human, Arkham, Aim Tech, Ralph the Hunter, June, Entropy, Twash and Shawk, all casually pushing together, enjoying the nice ride of that cart as it has traversed its way up the elevator. And not a huge amount of exchange happening, although I do see Shork in the background. Are they going to try and make a move on Nuka-Cola with a stab versus a rocket launcher? I don't think anyone's
MDL
surprised to
absolutely
discover
just
how
got
that
melted. That was pretty embarrassing. He's just trying to walk up to an Ubered Heavy and see what he could do, and it clearly nothing, obviously, because, you know, Uber invincibility. Let's have a little look at Nuka-Cola Cherry, see if they can take out Twash, and they have, but what cost?
Indeed, there's not a lot going on there in terms of defense at that final point. Nuka-Cola Cherry was doing some good work taking down players, but very few players doing defense and quite a lot more players doing offense in that particular instance. Now, this is where the last team, the Order, they messed up. There was no defense available for them at all. What are they going to try and do here? Have they got the momentum? Can they keep pushing forward, or are they just going to pull back to a clearly more defendable position? I think that seems to be the tactic that both of these teams are employing, allowing that next point to be captured, allowing the turntables to go and not really pushing back. I see that being a great deal of fun in a pub match, but in a competitive match, what can you do? You can't really defend too well from that particular position. You've just got to try and let that team have its way and hope that you can build up some kind of a sentry gun, maybe get the team on point, maybe do some things together. I see Pinball Madge desperately trying to get their level 3 sentry gun built, but with constant offense taking it down. I'm not sure they're going to be able to get even to level 2 at this stage.
It's definitely a bit of a choke and a bottleneck over there. I must say, Anthony just gave us another 25, pushing us to 1,705, meaning we're basically $800 away from the goal. So thank you everyone for donating so far. Remember guys, the top donation right now has been 200 from yesterday. I want to see if one of you top that today. If you can, please shout your friends, shout your family, whoever has a little bit of spare change lying around, and help us get the Starlight Children's Foundation a little bit more fundage. Thank you very much.
I tell you, if you've got more than $200 stuck between your sofa, that's sofa cushions. That's I need to know who you are, and I need to get a job from you, because my goodness me, that's a lot of moolah to be hanging out with. But nonetheless, whatever you've got will definitely be appreciated. It doesn't have to be the biggest donation, just something.
Agreed.
Yeah,
everything's appreciated. So thank you all.
100%. But speaking of 100%, we are now back in a situation where both of these medics are rapidly approaching that particular situation, and maybe Ubers will be exchanged, but their medics have to stay alive long enough to make that a reality. And right now, I don't know that either one of them is truly going to get there. 80% by entropy. 90 on 60. Right, what can we do? What can we force to happen by our words alone here? Yeah.
I am very interested in seeing that the entropy is just kind of sitting around with a team over here, but they've just, never mind, they've just popped in. And MDL get melted again. Can they take out that sentry in time? Let's see. Oh, what a nice little cap there. They've got 5 minutes to cap the last point. Interesting plays from both teams. I don't know if the Order... Oh, the Order are denying themselves,
90 coming back in here. Utilising that Uber on pretty much everybody in sight. A mass slaughter takes place. They might have taken the point. They might have actually had an opportunity here to push forward, but those 5 minutes are really going to have to count double here just to be able to get it to the point. Nuka-Cola goes up against Bebe. No points for guessing which player gets to live. The one with the more health, that's the one that gets to live. The one with no health doesn't get to.
Oh, rough one. Bebe's doing some work over here. MDL might be being taken out again. Never mind, Bebe's retreating a little bit to get some more heals. Very wise, very wise. They're pushing up on this point and contesting it quite well. I have a feeling that we're going to go on a third map. I think it's coming.
Do you
reckon? Not to be that guy.
You are kind of being that guy right now. Let's see what happens here as Tremor troopers force their way in here. There's a lot of them alive, and they want to make use of those numbers. Having said that, Lunatar gets Bebe down and manages to escape temporarily, but not forever.
Interesting.
A lot of that momentum has just stalled out, although having said that, here come the stickies. My goodness me, Popcorn doing some damage. 4 minutes. They've got 4 minutes. Absolutely. They've got 4 minutes to hold this point. A minute ago, I might have thought that 5 minutes is a long time, but when you lose a minute and you're not quite all the way in, it's more than just touching the cart to get in. They've really got to do some sort of momentous push
And
in
they
order
have
to
no
get in
medic
there. I think
as well. And
this
while
is gonna
Red
be
are literally
tough.
building Uber, 90's up 50, and Entropy's got literally a 60% disadvantage. Interesting. I don't know if 3 minutes is enough to recoup that much Uber.
I think they're going to try and touch the cart. I think that's they've got 3 minutes to do this.
To
All
nudge
they
it
need
in.
to do, Shulk just needs to get in and touch the cart a little bit. Doesn't need to do anything else. Just get in there, Shulk. Just touch the cart. Touch it. Go on, touch it. Touch it. Go on, touch it.
It's rolling back
Touch
in
it.
10 seconds.
June is touching it. Apparently,
Oh,
June
there you
is the
go.
hero
Rolled
of
it
the
forward.
night.
Very nice. Good job.
Yep. Keep momentum going. Not
got popcorn.
human. Doing a bit of pushing of themselves as
Wow.
well.
That was
That's
quite
got
work.
it infinitely closer. 2.5 minutes to guard against this cart going the whole way in. I'm not sure they're going to be able to do it. That is
MDL needs to get on the
absolutely
cart.
intense.
He needs to get on the cart now, quickly.
Twash trying to find some sort of angle here. Gives up their life for no apparent reason at all, but opens the gate maybe for Shulk to go in. Looks to try and find whether or not they can get MDL. It's a free stab. Gets it right in the gut. Excellent work, Shulk.
Oh,
Now.
popcorn. Look at that sticky spam. Might actually be quite necessary here, but I think... Oh, a little
Offensive
Uber.
maneuver
Can that
coming down the
deny
side. A lot of people on the cart right now, and nobody's
Clearly
able
not.
to stop them. They are definitely coordinated. That's the point where they absolutely, definitively took that. Are we going to play this map again? I do not know. It's going to be a bit of ABBA. Maybe someone who's in the know is going to say, but I do not know. It looks
I
like they're
think we're
changing
onto
the
a new
map, so
map.
it looks that was the one. Onto a new map. It's one map per person. One map per person? We've played 9 maps. No, one map per team. Looks like we're back in a position where we're going to see these two teams on level playing field again, starting from 0, like the greatest isekai Team Fortress 2 has ever seen.
Very true. I think we're onto another King of the Hill map here. Another Koth, which is quite interesting.
Another?
So, yes, it seems that's what the map download just said for me. So I have a feeling we're going to be witnessing another lovely little King of the Hill game between these two.
How much
now, whether it's
cost
a
can there
best-
possibly be?
I know, exactly. But I must say, Koth is quite an enjoyable thing to watch. But I don't know if I prefer 6s or Highlander to it. I wonder if the Seasonalander would ever run seasonal 6s. That could be an interesting idea. See what the Mr. Ian thinks about that later. But
Indeed.
getting back to it, I have also for a conversation before that we got cut off before the game last. Blackbusher Co. and their little Black Bash
You
they
determined
had.
to... Yeah, go on.
They had their previous thing ages ago. It was like what 2022 or something, and people got the little badges. I was wondering if obviously Ian is not going to come on here now, but eventually that we try and get some badges in for donations, and people who donate they can get a little seasonal supporter badge or something whenever we do tournaments. We can get badges out to
That'd be quite nice.
yeah, and whoever competes as well.
Just need someone at Valve to agree to do that. That'd be great.
Yeah, that'd be quite. I'm sure people could contact them at some point. That would be quite an interesting thing to have because the last time anything like that happened would be a long ass time, and that has been since like 2022. It's been 3 years, which has been quite a while.
It's almost as if Valve have definitively told us that never will badges be re-added to the game.
There's no way they said that.
They absolutely have said that. Yeah.
When did they say that?
About 7 years ago.
But they added more, I swear, and they added comp badges recently as well.
No,
They're not.
they've modified a few of the original badges that have already existed out there, so changing the dates and stuff on them. But yeah,
Oh.
it's a sore point to trust. There's a lot of people, a lot of communities, a lot of great people involved in getting a lot of this charitable type work up and running, and it is a constant bane. So I think it would be a great thing to see, but I don't think it's going to happen anytime soon. But if it does, my goodness me, will I ever be lining up for that particular badge or that particular hat or whatever it takes to make it happen?
Oh, agreed. We
So
definitely have to.
in the meantime, we'll just have to make do with some of the best Team Fortress 2 you're ever going to see inside the Elysium water treatments established in 1953. Which
Very
seems
true.
like a peculiar segue until you realise this map is based on the Elysium water system, established in 1953. or the Empire Waterworks. I love these maps. I love the fact that there's just almost lore built into them.
Yeah, you're very right. Actually, I'm quite a fan of these. I like the estate. It reminds me a bit of Sawmill, but because of the little rain, the clouds. But it's also quite a sunny day. I really like the skybox and especially the dam and everything. It's quite a picturesque little map.
The juxtaposition between the very solid and brutalistic styles of the dam as exist in concrete and the warm softness of the grass and I'm making words up now.
No, that's fine.
But nonetheless, yeah, it's fine. I'm trying to think of things that aren't like brutal about this particular experience. But there's all sort of wire mesh everywhere and pipes and concrete and corrugated iron and sheets and steel and well, I suppose there are a few sort of woody type surfaces, but nonetheless, I suppose a bit of pools on the water and. Do you know what I think would be like an awesome weapon to utilize here? I don't know whether rain counts towards you being wet or whether it's just a feature. But if it does, my goodness me, we're going to see some pyro sharks.
That would be quite neat. I don't think it does. That would be really cool, actually.
Neon annihilators everywhere. There's even there's damp pools that people can jump into, but there's also great big pools by the dam, as Popcorn has demonstrated for us, that if you do fall into, you are goner. So unfortunate for that. But yeah, I love being a pyro in general. The opportunity to yeet someone off the side is just such a great sensation. The knowledge that there is nothing that they can do about it, that they are a goner, and it's going to take them a moment or two before they actually they realize that fate. Nonetheless, that's just me being me. They don't call me aggro the pyro because of my sunny disposition.
That is actually quite wide. Okay, everyone's readying up now, so I think we're going to be getting prepped. Hopefully.
Right. Is chat prepped for this one particular moment?
Yeah, who you guys repping for the final game of the? Bear in mind, this is third. We've still got a whole other game to come after interviews.
Yeah, this is not even the final game. This is the final matchup between these two teams.
With the losers bracket. Bear in mind.
I think if you're supporting the Order, and have a big O in chat, and if you're supporting the Tremor Troopers, get a big T, please.
Yeah.
Let's tally these up. I think. Don't know. What do you think?
I'm still ripping Big O.
I'm going the Order.
Yeah, I gotta stay.
Okay. All right. Well, here we go. We're going to find out in real time whether or not our decisions were wise or whether they were dainty and full of holes. Speaking of full of holes, here comes Shork, sticking one in bikini heaven, and they are still hanging out on this flat rooftop. They have not been spotted or called out. They're going to try and take a stab on Nighty, but once again, another whiff. It's unfortunate how these things play out. Nonetheless, is the situation, and the Order is being pushed back a little bit here by
the
Tremor Troopers.
Will it be enough to take out anyone? I don't. Oh, there you go, on the buildings, solid. But that was a bit unwise of them. Actually, they might have just been taken out good and proper. Quite rough. I'm going to see if Bebe's going to be bombing in with Nuka-Cola Cherry, but I am unsure whether that will be enough to take out little LMDL over there. I think he might be running for the hills, actually.
90 finds themselves in a situation where they have got 100% Uber and they are going to have to make use of it, otherwise it gets lost to time and space. So they don't necessarily need to use it in this very instance where the midpoint is taken once again in their favour.
Yes, so, it seems to be a very big back and forth here and there, as always, with these teams.
As is the way of the Team Fortress 2s. It's 100% back and forth all the time. That's the very nature of competitive gameplay. But
very true.
Here we go. I think that they are pushing further forward than necessarily need to. The forward hold is not necessarily always the best hold, but it has seemed to be played out for them. And right now, the clock is very much in favour of these players. As they Lunar Dark, I'm seeing sneaking around again. Maybe gonna try and make a move. Think they might have been spotted. No, maybe not.
Not yet. Surprisingly not. That's quite... How? Literally, I don't understand.
Indeed, how is the way we think? Here they go. They're gonna make some sort of attempt to a stab. Try. I don't know.
Kunai, not enough.
People are eating.
Funny stab.
Finally allowed it. Funny stab. Indeed. Right, well, there we go. I'm not sure whether that was possibly the best use of health, but nonetheless, it's the choice that they made.
Yeah, these happen. These things happen. Well, June being taken out on point. Red needs to recoup, I think. This is not going the best for them.
They made a good attempt at retaking that mid section, but with the exception of getting maybe a few seconds into it, it wasn't enough to actually capture it. And now they are left back out in the cold. MDL, Nuka-Cola left on their own up in that hot section, where it's a nice place to hang out in mid. That MDL doing a bit of work as well. I'm not sure he's called out this ongoing progression, but Luna Dark almost certainly has done. The push now that absolutely definitely will have to happen. Will Luna be able to get the stab on? I'm definitely certainly going to have a stab at it. Hey, gets one on Twash.
Oh, very nice.
And yep, nothing else, but nonetheless,
Hopton's running past
and Uber.
And I think that it might be being taken out here by. Oh no, never mind. They just got a crossbow. Whoa!
Did you see that?
Yeah, a stolen kill. How rough.
That's gotta suck.
They still can't change it.
Nicola turns around. Well, there we go. There we go. It's all exciting. It's all happening in the midsection at the moment. This red team, have not put any time on the clock so far. Well, but maybe 30 seconds. But that was merely at the beginning. They need to get on that point. 20 seconds left to go, or else they're just gonna let this one go. You know, you don't need to have you don't win every point. You can let some of the points go. Just
I
relax.
think I might order from the order a cheeky fries in the bag. Honestly, from T4T. I think
the order. Is that your order for the order?
Yeah, I mean fries in the bag for red team over here. They're not. I don't know if they can. Yeah, look at that. It's completely taken aback. There was basically no competition there.
That's gotta hit right in the time.
How unfortunate.
Oof. Well, do you know what? If you actually able to hold that point, maybe it's a tough one to take back again. So I guess they took it and they held it, and then they started hunting around the map, going for the older picks here and there, trying to sort of really just kind of throw this team off their game. It looks like the Order have definitely made their presence felt on this map. Are they going to do the same again on this midpoint? Here we go. AimTech pushing in more or less on their own, with Nuka-Cola chasing up behind them as well. Bit of sort of touch and damage and see what can happen. Not Human is out on their own, takes down Pinball Madge, which is a good kill, but perhaps not the best kill under the situation, under the circumstances. A bit of heavy on heavy action. MDL trying to beat it out against the Hunter or Huntress.
Interesting. I'm just looking at Dynam on the point. Someone in chat said they would be if the Dynam doesn't win, they'd be sorely disappointed. So Dynam, come on, get on your game. Make sure you do your best. They'll be waiting for you.
Inhale.
That was pretty good, Aggro. I must say that was a solid little move. I'm looking at MDL right now, seeing what they can do. Their best. I don't know. I'm kind of interested to see in how the Order will maintain this hold that they have, like very strong grasp over the point. Aggro, what were you saying earlier, please?
No, not at all. I think it's better to move forward rather than reach backwards.
Then look back. Yeah. Okay.
Speaking of reaching backwards, I think 90 would have done with reaching backwards when Shurk hit them in between the shoulder blades. That isn't a lot of kills on the side of the Tremor Troopers, but it is certainly a good one.
I must agree. There's another anonymous $5 dono from the stream. Thank you very much. That leaves us with another, basically around 750 to go. So, if anyone wants to donate to the stream, please do. It's all going to a good cause. It's all going to charity. It's all going to the lovely foundation, the Starlight Children's Foundation for America. So yeah, please just whatever you can. Just don't
even need to dig deep. Just dig shallow and get some people. There we go.
Yeah, exactly.
So they facing out on their own, trying to plunge their way forward into a grim future, and not really doing anything with it. A lot of players sacrificing themselves in the event of trying to maybe make their presence felt, but against a unified team, I'm not sure they can do that. Just inching their way onto the point now. They finally managed to capture this, so for the first time, and I think in a long time, we see the Tremor Troopers actually having the clock tick down in their favour. Rala the Huntress. I don't know why I struggle to say that. Rather the Huntress going out on their own as well. Maybe throwing some bullets in the general direction of midpoint, but got to be careful with that. If they ever run out of bullets, then they are more or less useless. So here we go. A little bit of exchange happening in the mid as well. It looks like the Order has taken the point back as I say that. And finally, the clock clicks back in their direction. It looks like it's not necessarily going to be always the way. What are you seeing?
I'm having a little look at Rala over here. They did a solid job at getting back the point from the Order over there. It's pretty solid over there.
Yeah, they're all on it at the moment. They're definitely taking the point.
Nice
It's definitely theirs, but
on Dynam. Caught out.
Absolutely. Yeah, Not Human as well finds themselves out on their own a little bit. Luna Dark as well pushing back in, but doesn't manage to get anything with that advanced push. How they're holding this midpoint.
You see that from Popcorn?
I did not. What have you seen?
That was a completely lovely Zatoichi kill charging in. I mean, they are playing demo night. That was quite a pick there, I must say. And again, look at that on June. Wow, what work from Popcorn on the Sentry as well. And they got taken out, executed by Twash over there. What a shame.
Again, Career Pyro, no love, inherent love of these demo nights.
No,
do
not
seem
at all.
to do a lot more damage than they always should do, but nonetheless,
denied there.
yeah, they are effective. Cannot deny them that. Looks like a midpoint has once again been taken again by the Order, and they are setting themselves up, holding back a little bit, not quite holding on the point itself, but yeah. They are all raring, ready to go. I don't see... Oh, I am watching Luna Dark. Oh, Luna. Opportunity there to take out Bebe. Whips it a little bit there, but nonetheless, nice little exchange. Here we go. Rockets firing out from Nuka Cherry on the midpoint itself. A bit of hold pattern going on. The Order don't need to do anything. They just need to hold on and make sure they're not taken down.
I think this might be not another roll per se, but Entropy's only got 80% and Knight is on 100, so there might be another trade here because they're not for once. Entropy are on the stock minigun, but they need to push in now. Like
Knightley uses it. There goes the Uber coming out, and they've only got a few seconds. All they need to do is hold it. They've got a medic with Uber, not necessarily taking the point, but doing enough to try and get some disruption in there. And unfortunately, they made the mistake of Ubering someone as they came onto the point itself, and Uber is not. An Ubered medic and Ubered class are not enough in themselves to start capturing a point or to block a point from being captured or otherwise. And in doing so, they survived, but did not take the point for themselves. So here we are, 2-0. The Order must be feeling so good about themselves. They must feel like they've got this in the bag, and it is that kind of arrogance that gets you killed. So let's see if they're able to hold it down, temper their thoughts, and push back out against this opposition team.
Or will they start falling? Might need a bit of pep talk. Actually, I think they're actually readying up to maybe take this one back, but we'll see. I mean, it might be an absolute steamroll because it was very even the first KOTH game, but I'm not really sure if it'll be this even the next time because everyone's changed up their strategies, and I think they might be getting a bit tired.
I think I am getting a little bit tired. I'm tired of this kind of back and forth at mid. Somebody try and capture, please. Right, speaking of which, we're definitely getting a couple of footfall. Here we go, MTL. Uber utilised to try and hold that midpoint, maybe stay alive a little bit longer, but I don't know who they're firing, who they're using it for. This seems like maybe a wasted opportunity with the Uber, but it's still theirs to take. And now, suddenly, they find themselves in a situation unlike every moment before when they are not the holders of the point. It is not in their benefit, and these players are holding a very long way forward. Will this work out for them? I don't know. Shork seem to surf away from Nuka-Cola's rocket there, and now they're back in a position of being just a little bit coy, a little bit dangerous. Takes it down! There we go. That's the stab I've been waiting for all this time.
Look at Luna's art there. That was solid as well. 2 Spies doing some work for their teams. That was amazing.
Dark has the advantage of managing to stay alive at least long enough to be effective again, but that is not going to be the same for too much longer as this team. The Order is now back on the points. They're trying to do some work, trying to capture with Bebe up in the air, doing some work, but again, not enough to to take ownership. I think the difference here, Pinball Mad showing it themselves, taking down anything that has been built up by the opposition in the time that they were in power. Destroy, 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 and destroy again. It's what it's important. And Lunadark is now in a position to do something dangerous, I think, holding out
Something
in the
cheeky.
background.
Are we seeing it?
People to, yeah, he's waiting. Something's going to happen now. Some members going to be left on their own.
I think he's looking for the med, to be honest.
He's waiting for the med. He knows the med is there. He knows they're around the corner and wants to make use of it.
Come on, Lunadark, go in there, take your stab.
Come on, try it.
You know you want to.
I'm going to ignore that for a moment and concentrate on the effort that's happening elsewhere. It's just a little bit too quiet, a little bit too dark. MDL out on their own. And yep, they go down. There's the Zatuichi again. AimTech just being so dangerous in this one moment. Here we go.
Oh, Pop Boy.
The Uber. Lunadark is following along behind. Can they do anything with their stabs? They get one onto Arkan. And that's all they get. Was it worth waiting for 4 hours for that stab? I don't know. I'm not a spy main. You tell me.
Up in the air. We'll have to ask Raw at some point, probably.
You probably just ask Arkan. Yeah. Best utilization of spy tactics. Ask a pyro. Right, so here we go. The timer once again sat very much on the side of the order. They are almost casual at this point, just a little bit sort of like jaunt, a little bit sort of casual lilt to their walk. They're speaking a bit funny. You know, they're just relaxing. They're enjoying themselves. They're having a bit of fun.
Well, 1 minute on the clock left.
Experience for this other team, the Tremor Troopers, has got to be very different. A lot of a high pressure experience going on. They're very finished off by a popcorn. And now here we go. They're actually making a dash onto the point itself, taking down a few players. Rala is being effective as well, getting down Popoy. And now I see an exchange necessarily taking place. MDL out on their own. Can the scouts do enough work to take them down? They're sneaking in behind. They're going to make a go for it. They do not get it. MDL just so dangerous. Here it comes. Rala, though, takes them down. They were too casual about this aggression. They knew too much and yet were not effective enough. There goes Popcorn.
Being dominated by Rala. That was insane work over there. I must say that was pretty crazy. But Bikini, I think we're going to take him out. Now, I don't know if that's actually possible, though. She's just been murked as well. That is not ideal work at all. Now, they've got 2 minutes on the clock, Red do, and I think that, rough one by Lunadark over there, completely murked.
I think they're falling into the same trap that Tremor Troopers were in a few moments ago when they were trying to push forward and make use of their own individual skills as opposed to working together as a team. Not really enough. It's not going to make the difference. And there we go. Bebe again takes down the sentry gun. This is what they should have been doing all along, making the difference, taking charge and coming in and being effective. Right, here we go. Got the push coming out for the order. They're absolutely at a point now where they could be doing something fun. Have they got Uber? They haven't, but they're ready to do something.
Look at Popcorn coming in.
Fully available on
that
Entropy. It has been utilized. They have absolutely blown that Uber, so whatever advantage they have, they've got to really take advantage of it right now. They've got to force, they've got to try and get some sort of kill off here, otherwise they're going to be out of orders. June, can they do anything? Can they see anything? They cannot. They're holding back.
Bebe's on the black
not looking
box.
Good.
Interesting. Okay. Well, they got 1 minute left.
Box.
Yeah, there he is.
See if Bebe's got anything lined up then.
Interesting.
46 seconds. They're not quite.
MDL's on the point. I don't think Red will be able to take this one back, actually.
I don't know. You said that last time. 15 seconds. They've got some work to do if they want to be able to make something happen.
I don't know.
Just not enough players alive. Raleigh is able to do something, maybe taking down a few players, but it's not really counted for anything unless they actually get their feet on the points, and they haven't been able to do so.
No.
You certainly did with a score of 3-0. That is the order absolutely dominating in that last map. That's gotta feel bad for the Tremor Troopers. They did so much, they put in so much effort and so much work to get to the place they're in right now. It was definitely a hard fought for battle, and yet nonetheless, the Order absolutely, definitively take that win, and they have gotta feel so good right now. The sort of goodness you could only normally aspire to experiencing when you donate some money towards Starlight Children's Foundation by clicking !donate in chat and clicking on the link and then giving money.
That is very true, Wagro. You're
That's
too
a
right.
segue. That was definitely try this. I ran out of air towards the end of that segue, but yeah, I'll give some money. Anyway, right. Yeah, indeed. Hopefully, this is not the end. Hopefully, you got a chance to talk to some of these players. As we experience or relive through their eyes the enormity that was this adventure.
Let's have a little look. Let's see what we can who we're going to get into call with us, who we're going to interview, who we're going to have a little chat with. You know.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to? Do you know what I'm really mostly looking forward to right now?
What?
It's having Ian the Awesome eat a very spicy chip.
Oh,
I think that donation amount may have been reached.
I think we have surpassed that. Actually, I think you're too right.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying. I'm fairly certain it has been reached. I'm not sure it's going to happen right now, because there's a whole event to look forward to. Not only are we only halfway through the EU side, there's also North America to come after this. So lots of excitement. I don't know, is it appropriate to eat a spicy chip now and suffer for the rest of the time that they're on stream? Or is it to take it at the very end of the stream and just kind of like chill out on their own with a tub of ice cream and tears? I don't know. Chat, would you rather see Ian the Awesome in pain now or in pain later?
I have a feeling he could definitely firm it throughout the entire stream if chat votes it. So can we put a little vote in? Can one of the mods get that?
Can we mod? Have we got a mod who can vote for pain now or pain later?
And we can cast a little cheeky. But to be fair, 70 concurrent viewers is quite something. Guys, if you have any friends like who also have nothing to do today,
DK, do it now. Okay, that's one person. 2 people just shouting now. 3
do
people,
it now.
A lot of pain now. We need the pain now.
Oh, he's grabbing the chips.
He's gonna grab the chips. There we go.
But are they American chips or are they UK chips? Are they like chippy chips? Or are they, like crisps?
They're American chips. They're American chips. They are crisps.
Ah, okay.
Yeah.
How? I thought it was gonna grab up. Oh, cool. Yeah. Okay, got it. Proper.
Yeah, get some potatoes, fry them up. Bit of spices here and there, and then just dab them in something and
something spicy. Yeah.
Spicy fries. I don't know where those voices were supposed to be. The spicy fry voices.
These things.
I feel like I've lost. The sanity is leaking away from me. I need to re-top up.
We are 2 hours in, Aggro. I don't blame you really. We still got another
only 2 hours in. Mere 2 hours.
Yeah,
and I drank about 4 liters of water.
I actually need to go and refill mine. I'll be back in 2 seconds.
Okay, go do that. We'll wait for the passengers that are known as the players to come in and talk to us and explain how they did, or where they went well and where they went badly in their games. And mostly just to talk about how much fun it was to be stabbed in the back or to be set on fire or to have all of these awful things done to them. But nonetheless, we'll get to enjoy it in a moment. So while we are waiting for that, I will once again draw your attention towards Starlight Children's Foundation. It is a fantastic group of people that put together a little bit of joy, a little bit of happiness for the kids who find themselves in a terrible situation of being. I mean, nobody wants to go to hospital. Nobody wants to spend some time, whether it's under the knife or under the stethoscope of practitioners of the dark arts of medicine. But it's really rough when you're a kid and you feel like the world is against you, and it seems so terribly unfair as well. You've done nothing with your lives, and there you are already being operated on, as it were. And so this foundation sort of helps these kids out, gives them maybe something to look forward to, kind of softens the blow of them having to be in hospital, which is so very, very important when you're so dependent on others for everything. A little bit of fortune, a little bit of happiness goes a very long way under those circumstances, and rightly so. Maybe a little bit of happiness can transferred from your wallet to their lives. So really do appreciate anything that and everything you're able to give. So, nonetheless, I've got a shout out given to Pinball Match. I'm not sure where they deserved. Oh, they raided with a viewer of 1. So, thank you very much for doing that. Pinball Match was playing desperately well as well during that match.
Agreed.
It's
I've just returned, by the
it
way.
almost. Oh well, welcome back. It almost seems unfair that that this is the last match we get to experience of them, since genuinely I do enjoy seeing good players play well.
Oh, agreed, definitely.
It does.
It's quite an experience, really, when you see all these people work so well together. You've probably not met before.
Yeah, and the other thing, I mean, part of me thinks that like these players are disassociated, not necessarily like friends in outside of these competitions. So it's generally a random group of capable strangers coming in and deciding they're going to throw their might and the clever and their wit and their speed against a team of individuals. Speaking of players coming in and throwing their weight around, we are seeing the characteristic beep or blip of people entering a chat at the moment. I'm wondering who these people are. Whether we have an opportunity to welcome them, I do not know. But here I'm seeing the amicable Aimtech, the envious Entropy, and the perfectly normal Ian the Awesome. Oh no, they're just hanging out in the quietness and the darkness of the night.
We're here.
Aimtech and Entropy, welcome to the stream. Well done, I guess.
Hey, we're happy with that. Vibes are great.
We had so much fun.
That was so fun. We went demo night at the end to kind of throw a little bit, but also it was funny.
Yeah.
For the stream, you want demo night versus demo night is always fun. I wanted to kill 92. 90 needs to die to my sword. A couple of clips where they got saved by armor and then like the player collision, dispenser armor and then player collision, because TF2 is their source game, but very, very fun. Last game, obviously, second game was a bit of a roll to begin with. We gave them the first point. We wanted to have a longer game for you guys to watch.
I was going to say, you absolutely definitely. I'm no point in my life did I ever imagine anything other than that was just something that you were doing in order to make the stream a little bit more spicy.
Yeah, we had to put on a show for the stream.
Exactly. Yeah, for the kids. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
Exactly.
And it was fun to watch, and we had some cool moments from it.
And it was very fun to play as well.
Yeah, it was great fun. Most fun I've had playing Calendar ever, to be honest.
I don't know how long we've got together. I genuinely do not know. Somebody almost certainly is going to peep something in my ear and let me know. But in the meantime, I've got a question. I want to I've been sitting on this question for a long time, and I've always wanted to have the right moment to ask this of someone. I don't think that any question. I'm gonna tear this towards Entropy, if I may. So it's entropy rather than entropy.
It's entropy.
It's entropy. Are you ready for a complex question?
Yeah.
God.
Why not?
Okay. You've got a time machine that lets you send a text message back to yourself for 2 days. So it sends the message. It only sends the message 2 days ago. So basically, before you started playing these matches, it allows you to send a text message, but just one text message. So you're limited to just one text message. So all you can send is one little text message. What would you send yourself?
That's a difficult question.
I have a very
while you're thinking about that question, I'm going to ask a similar question to your work colleague, which is to say, if you had a time machine and you could send a text message back, what would that be? Except you are somewhat limited in that you only have 3 emojis.
Oh God!
To send. What are your 3 emojis? I'll let you think about that one as well for a little while. Welcome back to the stream. Did I see somebody arrive? Is my other half here? Is Inferno here?
Oh yeah, I've been back for a bit. I'm just chilling out. Congratulations, guys. I mean, 4th place. I mean, whatever. Who cares? Like, it's all for fun. It's all for charity.
Fun, right? Yeah.
To be fair, your demo nighting was quite enjoyable to watch. So
hell yeah.
That's literally that's all we came here to do, to have fun, and you guys solidly had fun. Did you enjoy everything? Was it all wonderful for you?
Oh, it was great fun. Like the most fun in Highlander I've ever had.
Oh, really? That's fantastic. That's great to hear.
I've played too much Highlander in my life, so very a lot of fun.
This was the most fun I had in Highlander. I think I have to say the same.
Oh, that's much
Let's be cute.
appreciated.
Entropy, I know that you made Neotropic,
Yes.
which is was it cool being able to see like the fun play out while you were like almost in real time? Did you experience the game? Does the game experience or play the way you wanted it to?
Yeah, it absolutely played the way I wanted to. Like, it was a map that wasn't designed originally for comp, but just playing it and seeing it yesterday, it just played the exact same way I thought. Just chaos,
Just
getting
chaos.
the point back and forth, and just having
It
both
was such a
parties
fun
reach
map
the
too.
maximum number of rounds possible.
Well, you
I
did
think
a
having it in
fantastic
like
job on that map, I think.
with birthday mode as well, it adds an extra dimension of cake.
Yeah, I didn't expect the dogs. Though it was very fitting taking in account that there is 10 hidden dogs in the map.
And ducks are also spring themed, so it counts pretty well for what we're going for as well. Because we're on the spring season.
Indeed.
To be honest, shout out to all the map creators for the maps, include like obviously Entropy's here, but all the maps were like well made. I will admit I went around trying to exploit them a bit, trying to get stickies in places they shouldn't be, where they could kill players. But no, like the maps were really well built. They responded to the feedback we gave them, and I didn't have any complaints with any of the maps personally. I don't think anyone did.
Yeah, they were well made. There wasn't barely any problems with them.
Yeah. Okay, definitely worth celebrating the efforts of all the individuals that put their effort towards this kind of activity. But yeah, to say it's really cool seeing new maps, and I think as well from my perspective, being able to emphasize new maps as well. I think is really cool as well. We get a chance to, as viewers, we get a chance to experience them sort of through your eyes. But also as players, the maps exist out there. They're out on the workshop. You're welcome to go and play on them yourselves. Have a kick around with your mates, or set up a server for yourself and enjoy playing them. There's nothing stopping you by all means. Right, I think that's long enough of a pause. Entropy, I'm going to have to push you for that answer. What's your text message? What are you sending out?
Use the quick fix more.
Use the quick fix more.
Oh,
Okay.
interesting. That's fair enough. I respect
Words
that.
of wisdom. I didn't think you were going to go that way. I thought maybe advice would be to tell the other team to use the quick fix less, but
Oh,
nonetheless.
interesting.
I mean, my answer was between that and just dying is gay. So
yeah, don't die. Stay alive more. That's there we go.
Oh yeah.
And for you, I don't know if this is the easier question or the more complex of those two, but Aimsec, what are your emojis? Go on.
The bomb emoji, the explosion emoji, and then the sword emoji. Demo Night is where it goes. That's what you need in this format.
Yeah.
It all ends.
Doesn't matter where it starts. It
Real
always ends with Demo
Real
Night.
Highlander, get rid of it. Don't want any of that. Go away. But these kind of formats, Demo Night is the peak fun, the peak entertainment, and I'm very glad I got to bust it out for a bit at the end of the game. Didn't get many kills. Who cares? It's fun. It's fun to watch.
It's fun.
Too true.
It's fun to watch. It's definitely fun to cast.
Thank you both very much for coming on. Yeah. Do you have any?
Can we? I was going to say shout outs. Is that?
Anything you want to say?
Sure. I will have a couple. Obviously, shout out for the map creators, including Entropy. All the maps are really good. Shout out to Ian and the rest of the team for running this. I joined this event quite late, and I'm very glad it ran very, very smoothly for the amount of moving components in it. Shout out to both my partners, Sammy and Esther. Esther joined today to fill in for a player that we ended up losing, and that made such a fun experience. Last minute step in. Lovely of her to drop everything to help us out. And yeah, shout out to competitive Team Fortress 2. Join RGL if you're in America. Join E12 if you're in EU. Give this a community a good go. It's a lot of fun. You'll make some great friends for life. Come to lands, etc. Support the community, and yeah,
for sure.
Subscribe to me on YouTube. I guess. I don't know.
Thank you,
YouTube.
Entropy,
I was wondering where that was going to go.
Yeah, if I can give some shoutouts to the rest of the team, that they did play amazing today, and as well as everyone that has been watching and donating. Thanks for supporting the charity. It's really nice of all of you. And if you want to see more of my shit, workshop, TF2 maps, and my YouTube channel as well.
Solid. Thank you very much.
Somebody's plugging in links into chat
donate money to the
now,
children.
If
you haven't yet, donate.
Yeah, donate. This is really important.
For sure. Well, thanks guys for coming in and having sharing a few of your views and experience with chat. and hopefully we this is not the last time we get to see you guys play. But, it might be a little while before that happens. So good luck and enjoy the rest of the stream. I'm sure you'll be watching right along with the rest of us.
Yeah,
Thank
I'll
you for
see you
having
both
us.
very soon. Yeah, thank you.
In the interim, though, I have Ian the Awesome hanging out. He's got his camera on. I'm wondering whether or not he can wave a chip in front of the camera to prove that he is ready to enjoy the pain that is. I mean, we were debating whether or not this pain should happen immediately or if it's something that we should lead into. But Chat forced a hand. I think Chat was definitely baying for the pain. So Ian the Awesome, are you able to turn the microphone on for yourself and join us?
Am I on? Yeah, I'm on. Okay,
Yeah, you
cool.
are. Welcome to the stream, Ian. Welcome the host,
Hello,
the founder,
hello.
Seasonalander.
Hello. Yep, that works. We have some Melinda's Ghost Pepper hot sauce. I have had this before. It is it's a high Scoville. So we'll see how it goes. I don't do well with hot stuff too well, like very hot stuff. But it is worth giving it a shot, especially for charity. And we did reach the goal recently. I do have some sun chips here, and we're gonna do as much as we can without going overboard. Just a heads up, I did not have milk in the fridge, so this will be interesting.
Oh, okay.
You do not have milk.
I have no ice cream, no milk, nothing. I'm
I
gonna
love
mess
that you
myself up.
prepared enough to get the chips and got the hot sauce, but then everything else is like, yeah, we're gonna need it. Nah, it's
By the
fine.
wayside, they
yeah.
say.
All right, so we're gonna go for the best here. I'm gonna do a decent amount. Hopefully, I don't spill it on my
Shelf, microphone,
on
keyboard.
my chair, my microphone, my desk, everything. Because my desk is like a whole mouse pad, so I don't want to permanently damage it. Okay. Oh, it's on my hand. Okay. Well, if you
Just lick
can,
it off, it'll be fine.
I don't know if you guys can see it pretty well. I do have hand tremors, so I do apologize about that. But yeah, you can see with
Is
the
that
camera.
an anticipation of the
Yeah.
hotness that's coming?
It still smells spicy. I always forget about it. It's sweet, but then it gets you. 3, 2, 1.
Down the hatch it goes. Om nom 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 nom. Om nom 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 nom. Om nom nom.
I'm gonna make sure to clip it, by the way, just so we have it. Oh my god!
Clip
That was-
Clip this! Guys.
That was not a sniff. That was not a nibble. That was none of the hot wings kind of show. That was an all-in-one. That was.
It was a hot
Tell me
one.
how are you feeling? How are you feeling right now, Ian? Can you express that with us? How are you feeling?
My mouth is a little bit on fire, but
A little bit.
okay. Yeah.
Quite a lot.
Yeah. It's all for good fun, though. That's the main thing.
Indeed, I think there might be something wrong with your camera. You seem to be like the white balance is off a little bit. You seem to be going a little bit red.
Oh,
Is
you know, my face is beat red. Yeah, I can see it.
Oh yeah, everyone in the chat's going crazy. Dynam saying, "Go, white boy, go!" Yeah, go on, Ian.
Let's
go.
do one more, just to finish it off.
Okay.
Just
We'll
okay.
do one more, and then we'll go from there.
All right.
I'll probably stop after this, and I'll need to take a second to breathe.
That's fine.
Breathing's for wimps.
Yeah, exactly.
Can you describe for us? Can you just help us sort of understand really not necessarily the pain that you're suffering right now, but like what are you feeling in anticipation?
It's
this
weird
second
because
chip?
I've had this hot sauce before, but I usually only do it in very specific situations.
Mm-hmm.
It has like a mango flavor, I think, at first, and then it just catches you right at the throat. So
Oh, that's how all hot sauce gets.
I saw the breathing out thing. That's the moment where you think, oh no, it is hot.
I will be
Cole just
good.
Cole just asked how much to snort it.
I don't think I can snort it. Unfortunately, Cole, it's
Cole,
liquid.
how high would you go? Because I would get hot sauce and snort it if you gave like an undisclosed amount.
All right, last one,
I think
guys. The Seasonalander.
Here we go. Good luck with this one.
1K. 1K? Would you give $1,000? 20 ref. That's crazy work. Ian, are you good?
Yeah, for now.
Okay. Good. Because we need you on your A game to be in production with a lovely old airballer over here.
Yes, I know. All right. Let's
Yeah,
go
I'm
ahead
glad that I'm glad that you had the hushpa to not only to put on this event, but also to consume a very hot chip, as it were, or even two, and then just carry on normal as if this is not even a difficult day. This is a Sunday for you. It's like a relaxing Sunday.
Yeah.
Where you knock back all of that pain and just kind of carry on. Just live your life, you know? Just don't cough. You'll be fine. Don't cough.
I'm trying not to. I'm trying not to.
Don't cough.
Why don't we give me a second and we'll bring in the next couple interviews? How about that?
We should do that. Just kind of relax for a moment. Just think of nice, cool, think of soothing things. Think of
ice cream. Think of cotton candy. Think of milk.
Yeah,
anything like that.
Milk. Milk.
Gamer
Ice
subs?
cream.
Anyone?
Milk. Oh, gamer subs would be fantastic right about now. Let's don't let me shill the too heavy one.
We just hit 1,100 followers on the Seasonalander channel. That's pretty impressive.
Oh, no kidding. Well,
yeah, we literally just did.
Oh, awesome. Well, I'm gonna pass it along to Nighty and Nuka Cola Cherry. Thank you guys.
Thanks, Ian.
Well, GG Ian. Good luck, and I hope you recover.
Welcome in.
Hello. Hello. How are we doing? Hello.
You're doing considerably better than Ian the Awesome right now, but nonetheless, it's not about us. It's about you, Nighty, as chat reminded me earlier. Nighty and Nuka Cola Cherry. Congratulations, I guess.
Yeah. Thanks so much.
That is, it's a feat worthy of praise. You definitely seem to dominate certainly the last map. But how do you feel about the first and second?
So yeah, I mean, first map was pretty close. I think it probably wouldn't have been as close if we did make we made a couple of mistakes. We just gave them too much space in certain points, and we just couldn't get back in, and we'd lose rounds off of it. So I think if we didn't make as many of those mistakes, it would have been as close. But they did just as good to punish us for giving up space. So, but in the end, we did take the first map win. The second map, we just had lots of troubles coordinating to take that sentry on first. That proved to be a big challenge.
Right.
It was whether it was a matter of we weren't communicating properly. We weren't asking for saps. We weren't coordinating saps with the shooting the gun. And I think I was just miscalling. I just wanted to get that point capped. I wanted to take that quick first. And I think as a result, that probably just messed up our timing completely. But we got on the rest of the map quite quick. It's just that first point that we really struggled with.
Did you find yourself playing? I mean, you've mentioned things like calling and coordination. Did you find yourselves playing as a team right on the offset, or did you take a couple of days to get into it? Or I know that you're in the situation now where I think this is the fight for third place. So
Yes.
So you definitely had matches leading into this. Have you been treating this as a bit of fun, or have you been treating this as like let's play to the best of our abilities as a team?
A bit of both for sure. I mean, we certainly want to do well in the event, and it is also a showcase. It is partly a showcase, for Highlander in the comp scene. So we at least want to, put on as good of a show. And we had players who really wanted to give the format a go and play it somewhat serious and play it somewhat seriously.
Yeah.
So I think that was great. But when it comes to the team coordination, I think we were very rocky on the first map, first day. Not all of us had scrimmed. Some of us, it was the first time playing these maps. First time sort of getting used to how I call and things like that. So realistically, all it was just ironing out any issues that we had, and we were able to solve those straight away today.
Medic as a main caller, is that how you normally play?
No, I am a good medic. I sit there, I be quiet, and my demo tells me what to do. that is how it normally works.
Yeah, absolutely.
But no, I'm able to at least give it a go. But no, I'm really happy with the team. We did a really good job today. I'm just happy that we got the result in the end.
It's funny. Before each round, Nighty would give out a disclaimer if he was mean to anyone. He doesn't actually mean it. It's just in heat at the moment.
just heads up. I may say some things, but I don't mean it.
It's all Gordon Ramsay or Highlander.
Yeah, the Gordon Ramsay of Seasonalander. Yeah, I suppose that's a good way to put it.
Gordon Ramsay lander.
Yeah.
So,
But no, anyway, it's all fun.
with that in mind, I mean, I know that with the warning going out to the team, I've got to ask a silly question before we go any further. If you had the brutish voice, who had the loveliest voice on your team?
The loveliest voice on our team. That's a good question. I think Bikini was the voice of reason in most things.
Okay,
As
the calm, collective.
because we'd be stressing, and then you'd hear that nice voice over call. Sniper's dead, medic's dead. Cool,
And then we all cheer.
And
like,
the opportunity's opening up ahead of you. Excellent.
Yeah, it was like, okay, now we can peek. we can show our heads. It's fine. This is good. But
Awesome.
no, I'd say that for sure.
Very solid.
And
Very
what was
good.
the feeling? What was the feeling like in the teams? You know, going into that last map, you'd had a really difficult but impressive first map. You'd had an impressive, but again, not necessarily straightforward second map. But going into the third map, was there a feeling of, yeah, we've got this, guys, or was it more we're still on 50-50?
After we lost payload, I made it very clear that this is Koth. We've won Koth. We're gonna do better on Koth. We're a Koth team.
Yep.
We just run this as standard as possible. There's no point in getting depressed. We're 50-50. It's not a problem. Yeah, and it was. I think the results speak for itself. I mean, we definitely seem to click a lot better on Koth.
Yeah, because because for this map, I can't remember the name of it. We had a game plan which the first time around we couldn't really keep to, but this time we was able to do it more, and it clearly showed because we were a lot more efficient in this final Koth match.
Yeah. From our scrims, we noticed that one of the ideal things is just to stuff that house with the flank classes. So get the scat, get the heavy, get the soldier in that, and then as soon as we're able to do that, the combo could just sort of do what they want onto point. You're able to hide a lot more. You have that security of that spy not coming through. But to be fair to Shork, made quick work of me coming through banana, or what we call banana. So yeah, kudos to him. But no, we came we knew our game plan. We had a map. I gave a map talk. We did a call out cheat sheet.
Oh wow!
So we had a good idea of how to play the map going in. So I wasn't particularly worried.
Yeah, there were a few sort of players being set up there that I think that genuinely pulled off. And again, you could see it's interesting you talking about like your strategies and how you perceive the map, but actually that definitely played out in terms of what I was experiencing as a caster, and I think what the audience was perceiving as well. I think you absolutely played it to win, and you did very, very well. What are you going to do with this feeling of having done so well in this event? Are you going to take that away and like build a house, or What are you going to do with this happiness that you're feeling right now?
Yeah, I'm gonna take lots of that positive energy, put it back into this season. It's, as I say, it's a nice mid-season break to come do Seasonalander. It's definitely a lot less tense than ETF2L. So I'm gonna take lots of the positive energy and kinship and brotherhood that we've taken from this, and try to insert it into our ETF2L team.
That is solid. That's what you want to do, really.
Yeah, of course.
Best way to be.
Nice. Do you know what? I'm getting pinged as well to say that other teams are ready to go. So we're not in delay time right now. But let's seek some positivity out of this and make best use of your time as well as guests for having not only played out some really tough matches, but then actually having the fortitude to come in and say hi to us and hi to chat as well afterwards. Can I ask you if you've got any sort of like shout outs that you want to give, not necessarily to your team, but also to the team that you just played against?
Yeah, sure. Big shout out to our opponents. You played extremely well. Very well done by all, especially to those who haven't played comp before. You gave it a really good try, and you should be proud. Big thanks to all the subs that came in today. There were lots of people who are missing today, and they stepped up. Thank you so much for giving your time and effort to help raise money for charity. I also want to echo what AimTech said before. I really hope that lots of you, from seeing this, check out your RGL, check out ETF2L on your region. Try and get involved. You'll make great friends and input, and get involved in the community. I reckon you'll really love it.
You know,
Yeah,
say
for sure.
quick thank you to everyone so far donating as well. Which I think just hit 1,700 anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you everyone as well, especially on the enemy teams. Well, did a good job. It was a really tough couple of matches. So thank you to everyone from all different communities popping in and saying hi. Thank you to my mum, my brother, and yeah, I'm gonna stop doing the silly shows now.
Oh,
Shout out to
that's
Family
sweet,
of
man.
Five. That's legit. That was nice. It was a nice moment there. I want
Yeah,
tear
no,
in my eye.
dude, that's
Look
really
at
cute.
There we go, man. Let's go.
But yeah,
that. Job done, yeah.
let's hit that donation goal. If you
For
have
sure.
anything spare, please pitch in. It's for a very good cause.
Really good calls.
Indeed. All right. Thanks, gents, for coming in and
Thank you
sharing some of
both.
your wisdom with
Appreciate
us.
that. Thank
Much
you.
appreciated.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hope you enjoy the
Of
rest of
course.
the day.
Guys. Cheers. Bye bye.
Cheers. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.
Wow.
Those two gentlemen wandering off into the dim, distant, dark future. We look forward to seeing some more Team Fortress 2. We have, of course, got at least 2 more maps to see. We never know how these things are going to be playing out,
We
but
don't.
these 2 teams are going to be the best of the best, or at least the best that we've seen so far in EU versus EU. So I wonder how these maps and these matches are going to play. Let's look forward to that.
Yes, coming incredibly shortly. We'll see how long it'll take to set it all up, get it all together. Pretty exciting. Let's just check a little. See who's on the roster and see where the donations are lying. Currently at 17,010, 69 cents. Very nice, very solid. Let's
Right.
introduce the teams, shall we?
We should indeed. Do you want to do a run through on Mint Mercs? So it's Mint Mercs and Team Fortress.
Yes.
If you want to call Mint Mercs, I'll prep my lungs for Team Fortress.
Of course, I'll do the honors. So on Scout, we've got the lovely Laurentiu, of a big TF2 memer in the little community. You got to say, you got on Soldier, Mr. SVE. Familiar with him? I played Seasonalander with him a couple of times before. Pyro Blue Galaxian, also familiar. Very nice, very nice. Demoman It Jazzy, currently streaming as well. Hopefully, we'll pull some obviously more people in later on Demoman. You got Polybrow on a heavy. Very nice, solid. Mr. Dispenser and Engineer, lovely to see him back. Anorak Medic, their regular face. Pyroteer on Sniper, which is an interesting change from Blue Galaxian. Normally, Pyroteer would be on Pyro. And obviously, the wonderful hit shot on Spy.
Well, that is a lineup you don't normally get to see all those players playing together, but looking forward to the way of the Team Fortress. They are definitely the stupidest name of a team so far, but let me see whether or not the players match up as well. And I see now almost instantly that I regret having chosen this team for me to name myself, since the first name on the list is Agrastios. Let's pretend that I said that right. Or other one known as Agra, not Agro. Somebody for whom I often get confused, particularly when we are in a conversation in the same Discord chats. Let's move away swiftly on from that. Agrastios is also playing alongside Tilly, who is otherwise known as probably Tilly, but she is actually very prominent within the world of TF Connect. So hopefully we get to see them playing their little hearts out today. Silly Summer is also. I'm wondering whether or not the players themselves are associated with the individuals are named against individual player classes. I don't necessarily have that information to hand right now. But I'll tell you one person that I did see that I was hoping to get to experience firsthand with Solar Light. If Solar Light is playing as demo, I think I want to predict how this particular match is going to play out. But Eddie the Bear, I tell you what, I was scanning through the team names and I saw Eddie the Bear, and I thought, well, as long as they're not playing as heavy, all the players have a chance. But then I saw listed against their name, it was Eddie the Bear heavy. So I don't know. We should all pretty much pack up. There's no point casting this one. Eddie the Bear playing heavy is like, if ever there was a human being designed for the role of heavy, it was Eddie the Bear. He cosplays as heavy. He lives as heavy. He's essentially heavy. in all ways that matter, apart from the final one. Proj is joining this as well. And I'm scrolling over desperately to try and find the particular class that they're playing and perhaps be a little bit more professional about this. But maybe it's a little bit too late for that. As I see they're playing NG. And let's see. Lex Plays Game is playing our medic right now with 2 more to go. Sniper is being played by Astrates, and Spy, the ignominious Fall. So those are our players. It certainly is a hodgepodge of incredibly capable and skilled individuals. I know that some of these people play together. I know, for example, that Tilly and Eddie the Bear are known to each other, and they've certainly done similar events to these in the past. I know that Svei and a few and I see Polybrow and maybe it's Jazzy. I know they're friends. Hintshot as well. These are all players that I've seen kind of hanging out together.
Oh yeah, definitely. They've been on Seasonalander many times, and we've seen them about.
Indeed.
They're all somewhat prominent in the community, and they've been definitely played
Seasoned.
before. Yeah. Oh, you could. Oh, that perfect. Fits very well.
Nothing to do with me cracking open an egg and trying to season it with salt. Ignore that sound in the background.
That's nothing. We don't need to talk about
That's nothing. We don't need to talk about the egg.
No.
What egg? No egg. No.
Exactly.
No egg here.
I think now, after the teams have been introduced, we'll be cutting for a cheeky 10 minutes to just get things in order. Little break.
Should I relax? I get a chance to eat my egg.
Exactly. Yeah, you do. Finally,
the egg that doesn't exist.
No, what egg?
No,
I've never heard of it.
What egg?
Exactly.
Yeah. Egg feg. I don't know what you're on about.
Yeah, nothing.
Nothing.
Are
we breaking for 10 minutes now?
I think we are. Yes.
All right. Well, do hang out in chat. As soon
don't
as
go
I
anywhere.
finish with the egg, gonna be hanging out in chat with you guys and chatting away in the text format. But for the meantime, it has been such an experience so far. I'm really looking forward to what happens with these two teams. These are the best of the best that EU has to offer in the world of Seasonalander, and you and I and everyone here, Inferno included, we all get to experience them together. So that is coming up in just a few moments. Please do put the kettle on, have a nice cup of tea, and join us again in a few moments.
See you very shortly. Welcome back, everyone. Must say, I'm very excited for the finals of EU Seasonalander Spring 2025. I'm joined here by my lovely co-host, Agro from Critscast. You all know what I'm talking about. Don't even need to give it any intros. Agro, welcome back to the stream.
Well, thank you very much for allowing me to come back in. That voice belonged, of course, to Inferno, my co-host and co-conspirator in this cast, in this broadcast, in this experience, in this world of life and Team Fortress 2, or just in Team Fortress 2. I mean, there is no life if there is no. What's that anime series called? No TF2, no life.
I'm pretty
Something
sure
like
that's
that.
what it's called. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. I remember seeing the title on people's T-shirts for many years to come. I hope you enjoyed the small break that we had there. I wolfed down a couple of eggs.
I had a cheeky roast.
You had a cheeky roast.
Yeah, in 10 minutes.
Wow. Oh, that is something. My goodness
eating
me.
abilities, my friend. Eating abilities.
10 minutes. That's not eating. That's inhaling.
It was so good. I'm energized. I'm ready.
A little bit of me is just envious of the roastness. There is you may as well destroy a teacup as prevent a British man from enjoying a roast on a Sunday. There is no greater insult and no greater joy than enjoying the glistening fats of a chicken or turkey or some similar bird as they loiter in amongst potatoes or spuds, as they're known colloquially. And potentially other things that are more green of nature. Maybe even a roast parsnip. Do you enjoy a roast parsnip?
Here and
Something you
there.
can get behind?
I'm more of a carrots man myself, though.
Interesting. Well, interesting only to you and I and other Brits people out there. But nonetheless, I suspect that some of the people watching in the audience today might not necessarily be British. And if that is the case, I think that unfortunately they might be looking forward to Team Fortress 2 and Highlander just a tad bit more than us discussing our eating lives. But luckily for them, we have something for them, do we not, Inferno?
Of course. We can rejoice the streams. We're just talking to our little worm in our ear. We give everyone a quick rundown of who's on, if you'd like.
Can we?
I mean, actually, do you want to just...
Could I do the team? Yeah, I'd love to do... Do you know what? We've got two teams playing today. Both of these teams have done exceptionally well to get into what is effectively the grand final of EU for Seasonalander Spring 2025. The first team, of course, go by the nom de couleur or the nickname of Mint Mercs. I had to check that one.
Yeah,
and of course, those players are Lorenetiu for Scouts, Mr. Svey, Soldier, Blue Galaxian as Pyro. It's Jazzy as Demoman, Polybrow as Heavy, Mr. Dispenser, the Engineer, Anorak playing Medic, Pirateer, Sniper, and Hintshot is playing Spy, of course. And who have you got on the other team there?
Well, we have Team Fortress. Lots of team saying the word. We've got Agrastios, probably Tilly, on Soldier. Silly Saber on Pyro. Solar Light on Demo Man. This time the actual Solar Light, not Lunar Dark.
Real Solar Light, yeah.
The YouTube, of course. Eddie the Bear on Heavy. Frags on Engineer. Lex Plays Game on Medic. Astartes on Sniper. And Tearsfall on Spy. Very interesting, must say.
I got to admit, in the break that we had, I saw a message from Tilly bemoaning the fact that the image for their team had not been shown on screen. So the Gremlins worked away evilly in the background during that little break period in order to bring this image to life once again. So thank you very much, and not just to those responsible for fixing what was clearly an oversight, but also for all of the people that put their time and effort and administrative skills and people management skills and production skills and all the other skills in towards making Seasonalander a real thing that we all get to enjoy time and time again. It is a thankless task, with the possible exception of right now where you're just being thanked. So thank you very much.
Oh, thank you very much too, Agra. It means a lot, honestly. We're all We're all here together, all doing our little
All
things.
part of the same team, doing
Yeah,
the
you know.
things together. Yeah, working along, singing a song, enjoying this hey old time.
I must say, if we switch over to STV right now on the stream, we can see the entire, load of heavies all having a bit of a consumption fest, mimicking what me and Aggro had literally just done 10 minutes prior. My 600
Yeah, they haven't
pound
got
life.
roast though. They've got sandwiches.
Yeah, well,
That's
I
all
would
they can-
kill for a sandwich right now. It could be quite lovely,
a
actually.
roast sandwich.
Oh, that's the leftovers.
Oh,
Too good.
sandwich, best sandwich in the world. Can't get that down at Greg's. Tell you that for free.
Oh, you're too right. Actually, it's quite depressing. Honestly, the selection of
Yeah.
Greg's in my local town is not ideal.
Oof. Well,
For those of you unfamiliar, Greg's is not a restaurant chain. It's a
It's a
bakery. A local
patisserie.
bakery. Yeah, literally.
Indeed. It's a boulangerie, patisserie, all of the U's built into one and sandwiched between two slices of terribly unhealthy things. Speaking of terribly unhealthy things, let us get back to the action that is Seasonalander and the action that are these players as they find themselves in a situation where they are 1 or 2 moments away from readying up and just filling us full of joy and zest for life. But look, it's not just about players, not just about Team Fortress 2, if you can believe it, but a little bit of it is actually about raising money for the Starlight Children's Foundation, which brings a bit of joy and happiness to kids who are in hospital. And what can be better than a bit of joy and happiness for kids who are in hospital? I'm sorry I'm getting distracted by all heavies shooting a bunch of sandwiches in midpoint. This is the most bizarre kind of
It's a pre-match ritual, I think.
pre-match ritual. Yeah, I'm not sure I approve of this. A lot of sandwiches on the floor hovering around. Right, that to one point. Let us consider ourselves fully disabused of sandwich love. While we send ourselves back into spawn and get ready for an obliteration that is Team Fortress 2 at its height, at its highest level. And it's gratifying in a certain degree to recognise that these players, despite having put many thousands of hours into their Team Fortress 2 prowess, can still blow up a bit of steam by pumping out some bullets in the name of a good cause.
Indeed. Very right. Very right.
Well, for I mean, I don't know whether you have any experience with these teams in particular, but I've got to ask the question, the obvious question of casters always ask each other as teams get ready to go. Who are you rooting for? Who do you think's going to win?
Oh, I gotta say, Aggro, I think I'm rooting for Mint because I know. I mean, I'm familiar with the majority of the players in the top bracket, but I think I'm repping Mint because I mean, they've got Hintshot, they've got Laurenti, they've got Mr. Dispenser, Pirateer, like they've got some. And Jazzy, to be fair, they've got quite a few solid heavy hitters, and some of these people have played in. Well, most of them have played in Seasonalander before, so I have my reps.
Yeah, you're
sorely
saying
up
that, but I'm looking at these players for. I'm thinking Team Fortress have a chance. Like there's definitely some absolute ringers in
I
there.
think you're just saying that to
just
be
cannot be ignored.
controversial, Aggro.
You know what? I mean, these players have been around for a long time, and I think maybe Mint have had their day. I think Mint would have been a great team like 3 years ago, but let's some new blood
cheeky.
in. Let's try out
I see that.
I tell you the other thing that I'm kind of curious about, given that I saw some of the American players playing yesterday, and there was definitely one person there playing with a Nintendo nunchuck. I'm wondering whether Solarlight is pulling out all of the stops and playing with a Guitar Hero or something of that ilk.
I would not be surprised. That would kind of be absolutely not
yeah,
surprised at
yeah,
all.
100%. I'm thinking what the possible worst controller you could maybe use for playing Team Fortress 2. My mind strays to the drums for the drumming game for what was that one? It was like Pop Band or something, rock band for the PS3.
Oh yeah, I know. Yeah. That's an OG
if you
game.
could play the drums and use the drums to control yourself playing Team Fortress 2, that's a challenge. I'd love to see somebody try that. Maybe that's the thing we can try out at TF Connect sometime.
That would actually be
maybe,
quite enjoyable, I think.
Yeah, genuinely. I think it wouldn't be necessarily enjoyable for anyone listening to the stream, but it'd be
definitely
certainly
not.
enjoyable watching.
To watch, 100%.
So MGE with 2 players using a variety of instruments. I'm writing this down. I hope somebody's writing this down. But yeah, maybe in the future that's what we get to experience. But right now, I'm
Someone can
sadly
definitely try and
imagine.
clip that.
Yeah, and then send me a clip of it later, and then we'll force it into action, regardless of where it works. Someday, somehow, it will be experienced, not by me. But there we go. That's what talent is for. We pull them in and force them to do things against their will, and then maybe raise money for charity on the back of it. Speaking of raising money on the charity back of things, get your donations in!
Yes, we haven't had a donation in a while.
In chat.
Anthony was the last one. Anonymous. Yeah, we've got to get some.
There was also some discussion that Tilly might be utilising. Was it Tilly? Tilly is going to be utilising a peculiar weapon.
A bison.
If money was raised, so I think there's definitely shenanigans on the afoot that we can experience firsthand. Is there an enormity of spies, or is it just
they've
crabs?
changed?
It's the seaside, so maybe they're all just crabs.
That's actually quite.
Maybe this is the migration of the crabs coming up from the beach, coming up from the sea. And now they're all kind of working their way towards midpoint and enjoying a little bit of sea and I'm seeing lots of sandwiches and maybe the occasional box of gamer snacks and whatnot on the floor. But I wonder, we've all been told to come in and get ready for this, so maybe somebody's poking them as well and telling them to get ready so we can play some games. Are we down a player, or do we have too many?
Yeah, I think we are.
players?
It looks like we are down someone.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, we've got too many on one side and not enough on another. Oh, shenanigans! I say shenanigans. This is what happens all the time when you leave players alone for too long on a map that they can't escape from. They lose it. They start talking about. Oh, I didn't mention the thing with the eggs. A little bit off topic. Yeah, I started in that way, but I didn't get the opportunity to finish it. I have found the best way of making eggs. Just boiled eggs. You know, boiled eggs.
Yeah,
the best way of making boiled eggs. You know, everyone knows the trick about like taking the eggs and then putting them in ice water afterwards, or running them under a cold tap and just sealing in that goodness so you can open them up. But not everybody knows this, and this is my hint. If you're ever into the game of making boiled eggs, steam them. Don't boil them. Steam them.
Steamed eggs.
Take it from me.
They're clearly grilled.
Steamed eggs. No. It's a family recipe. Steamed eggs.
Is it? That sounds quite lovely, actually.
Yeah. Steamed eggs and ham. So,
delicious.
Yeah, you steam your eggs. You don't boil them. You steam them, and then the eggshell just breaks off them perfectly, smoothly, brilliantly. It's such a peculiar hint, but I feel like every time I go on any chat show anywhere, I've got to share that. So. And this is what I'm classifying this event as, since the teams are just not taking it seriously now. I mean, look at them; they're all walking around with cabers and boomers and what am I talking about? This is madness going on right in front of my eyes. Are we ready to ready up yet?
I think they are. I think the game is live.
Game is rupping, so it looks like we're about to start off. So welcome back to Seasonalander season of spring in the year 2025. This is 2 teams that have fought their way to the very top
of the EU bracket.
And we're going to sort out in the next 2 to 3 maps which is first and which is not.
Imagine a seasonal LAN. Like, forget the lander. Like, imagine doing this
seasonal. Well, and it's the most obvious thing, so it's a seasonal LAN. Duh.
Obviously. Yeah, no, that would actually be quite neat. No, imagine doing that, and then having all of these people come in person to play together. That'd be quite interesting. I wonder if we could ever set that up at some point, because I know there's obviously we separate NA and EU because of ping, but I think that'd be quite a fun time.
Yeah, we should get everyone to go down to Portugal or something.
That'd be lovely.
Somebody's basement.
That'd be quite nice.
I think the players are now getting themselves.
I think it is 9v9. Everyone's together.
Yeah. Oh, back to how it should be. My goodness me! I think we're actually going to start. We're almost ready. We're almost ready. Some messages coming up on the screen.
Let's get prepped.
That's the countdown. Right. Let's see what happens with these 2 teams.
So
the rollout is going to be all important.
Is running the kunai. Interestingly, he's starting off strong with that. Let's see if he can get a cheeky little pick at the start of the game. Will his placement? Oh, he's at
Came
beach
in
already.
Super strong. There was a real opportunity there. I think they hit a box rather than going all the way up a ramp, and that set them off their game. So it wasn't actually how they wanted it to be. But I will say almost definitively there was definitely a lot of death happening on this midpoint. Solar Light just taking full advantage of the Zatoichi to get some kills in. Has another stab at it. Takes down its Jazzy. That is one person, Solar Light, with almost 0 health. Very, very keen to come back and try and start building again, but with a medic that is no longer currently active. Here we are back on the field.
Oh, Laura executing it very well.
Let's play. Not able to get to that demo man in time, and now they find themselves out on the road with just Tilly to keep them up. A little bit of back and forth, as you say, as is said, going on here. I see Anorak down. When did that happen?
Quite a bit ago, I think. Hintshot's also down. What a shame. I have a feeling that the blue are going to be... Oh, no one's taken the point yet, despite red not having a medic. Very interesting. I wonder what they are planning here.
I think they're doing the strategy as well of not allowing the point to be taken until all of the players are up on, so they don't nerf their spawn rates. But that, I think, will have to end almost immediately. Tursfall getting some time, at least on the point, to try and get it closer and closer, but without having a domination of players, that isn't something that's going to play out particularly well for them. Seeing a lot of players hanging around in this orange area. Tursfall seeing to try and follow up, manages to take down a Pirateer. So that is one less sniper to watch out for, but it's a bit of an even Stevens at the moment. Having said that, yep, they have finally managed to take that point. So that is back in their back on their side. So Mint is doing well. Is minting it at the moment.
Yeah, they're mint.
They're mint. They are
being
mint.
countered by Jazzy, but Jazzy went flying, and that was mental.
So like seems to be surviving almost inexplicably. I think Medic managed to get to him just in time to save their life. Now it's the point just flipping back onto this blue team. So they are very happy, I'd imagine. Team Fortress doing pretty darn well for themselves. Eddie the Bear playing his role perfectly, putting down just enough damage to manage to take down a few players. But I'm watching Svei. I'm seeing Svei hanging out in the background. He's got his rocket launcher out. He knows what he's doing. He knows who his target is. Taking down the Telly exit, but he had an opportunity there on the medic. Although I think go for the target you can see as opposed to the one that you can imagine. And nonetheless, here we go. An exchange on site. Tilly takes down Blurred Galaxian. That is a lot of effort and a lot of energy going towards taking down this midpoint. We haven't seen too much in terms of the sporadic action that we saw with the last match. Much more determined, much more focused fire. Solar Light just zooming around, taking down. Here we go. It's Silly Summer. And they unfortunately were unable to be quite so useful on the point as Solar Light has been. It is peculiar even to imagine at this moment that this team of seemingly random players, the Team Fortress, have held the midpoint now for such a long time.
They have.
The timer is absolutely on their side. How are we doing for
taking their time back up though? Look at that, they're claiming the point for themselves. Polybrow and Anorak, with supported from Blue Galaxian, I think they've managed to take the point back for themselves.
Polybrow utilizing a totally different weapon to Eddie the Bear. Like you couldn't even have more diametrically opposite heavies on this midpoint at the moment. Apart from the exception that both of them seem to be spending a lot of time dead at the moment. But that is the full sway of the game. Solar Light zooming around, trying to be backed up a little bit by Silly Summer. I think playing together as little squads is generally very effective. My goodness me, could not be more effective than is right in that moment. Takes down Anorak, and that is one less medic for them to have to worry about. A lot of effort being played. Polybrow coming in with Blurred Galaxian, reflects a rocket. Again, there's a little bit of technique, a little bit of team play. These players kind of hanging around together, doing a little bit of thing on their own. But Polybrow now out literally on their own. So completely and utterly 1v10ing, but managing to get down just the one kill.
Is Blue Galaxian solo capping? Oh no, they've got the back by SV.
Well, they
never mind.
more or less almost were. Svei was with them for a little bit, but has come back in to ensure that that point actually goes in their direction. With only 50 seconds left, it's
Very nice.
definitively required that they do that. But now, finally, the clock is ticking in their behalf, and the ball is very much back in their court. I'm looking at Truesful at the moment. They are... Oh
nice
my
stab.
God! The stab! They came out of nowhere. They dropped down. They decided to take out the heavy rather than go for the medic, and I think that's exactly the right move to do so. Somewhat effective, and once again, they're looping around. They want to take another stab at it. If you
The hint shot's been found out. He's retreating now. I wonder why he's running the kunai. Maybe he wants to give more support to the medic.
Possibly.
Anorak. Interesting.
Right, well, Solar Light is out on their own. They've spotted an eager Polybrow, but even with the destructive power of that Zatoichi, unable to take them out. So the momentum shift is now happening very much in the side of Mint. They are back up to full speed. The entirety of the team, almost the entire team is back in full effect with enough players, I think, at this point to be able to take the mid. Truesfall momentarily scooting around mid, but has decided to look back a little bit. Maybe goes on. It's Jazzy. My goodness me, that was evil. That stab was just horrendous. My sincere apologies to It's Jazzy and the entirety of the family who were destroyed in that moment.
That was quite rough, I must say. I agree perfectly with that. I think, again, it's been very back and forth this time, but I don't know, the 4 seconds to go on cheeky teen teams, I'm not really sure if they can, look at that, bump from Solo, like that was quite a play.
Ooh. Yeah, but Solar Light's being healed though, and this is where the real kind of kicker comes in. Unless Hintshot, who is strategically placed more or less perfectly, can do something here. They're going up for Lex plays. They need to find a place to uncloak
He's
and then
waiting
go
for
in.
Lex. He's trying to get Lex.
He definitely wants to get it. I'm not sure whether or not he's going to get it in time. Maybe he is, because Anorak is on a massive 70% advantage. They
take a little peek at this. All right, let's see what he can do. They're all distracted. He's moving in. It's like, oh no, but sniper. Can he get?
They've uncloaked.
Yes, he got one stab.
They get the one.
That.
They get one. It's
Look
one
at
that
that.
counts against.
That was a
Azra.
good defense. I think that was worth it.
That was solid. That was really well played, and they find themselves now back on the back foot, where they have to pull something out of the ether. Praj has got
think
to,
they're
like,
taking
only
it.
person within the
come on,
vicinity of even doing anything towards blocking this. They're getting their footfall on the ground. Solar Light coming in, trying to be effective with that sword. Agra is still alive. Tilly and Lex plays on the point, almost on their own. Astratus, Tilly, everybody, Silly Summer coming in with
Mr.
fire
Spencer,
and fury, trying to
no way
go
the
in there,
end
but not
takes it.
enough. Sadly, not enough to change the life here, and overtime is full on effect. Although, having said that, the entirety of the red team now on the back foot. They're trying to push in and trying to hold this point. They need to do something. They need to change the world in their eyes, in their hearts, and in their minds. But now everything is on overtime. Everything is on overtime on both teams. Both! Oh my goodness me! I called it too early. Caster's curse. That was amazing.
That was double overtime, and Blue managed to pull it back just in the end. That's insane work. These teams are great.
This is going to be a good match.
No
I don't know what
got to
happens
the
with the rest of the points, but if this 1 point in this one map is anything to go by, you're going to have to glue yourself to the telly, say goodbye to your family, say goodbye to anything that you were thinking of doing above and beyond outside of this, because this is where you're going to have to find the action. This is where the experience is going to be. As we pull out for a second mid-map, a lot has happened in the last few moments. A lot of the players on this team, the team?
Yeah, the team
is down. The team
like
is
from
down.
Invincible. What a great show. Okay. Red are immediately on it. The Mint Mercs are trying to take back their claim from last time. But look at that, Tilly
in the sky.
in. Yeah, come on. Can she do some work?
She did a lot of damage. Svei was down to like 2 or 3 health. That was almost complete destruction. But didn't follow it up. Didn't have that sort of courage and conviction to follow through and make sure that the damage they did was converted into kills. But nonetheless, in their credits, they're alive, they're supporting their team, and they're on the point, and their point goes their way as well. So this is the timer ticking back down for them. So yeah, why not? Why not Svei? A little bit dangerous. taking 1 or 2 kills, 1 or 2 damages, has called out, I imagine, where the medic is right now, but is going for a different target. Solar Light behind.
Oh,
What's he going to do?
What pick
Gets
there?
in. Oh, out of a group of a dozen players, manages to just pick the one that really matters. Anorak
Hinshot on
goes
the Eddie
down
the
to the
Bennett.
blade
What another
sway.
stab from Hinshot. Fantastic work by him. That's good. A good 2 stabs off. Also, we just received another donation, another $25 from the lovely Rob San saying, whoa, thank you, Rob. Now we're at $1,735. Very nice, very nice. Tearsful with a
Thank
nice
you very
stab
much
on
for
Mr.
that.
Dispenser. Of course, yeah, fantastic.
Sorry, Tisful stabs the dispenser, is that?
Yeah, he stabbed Mr. Dispenser.
Oh, Mr. Dispenser,
Not the dispenser.
That
would be
I was
quite
thinking,
bizarre.
yeah, quite ineffective, but
No,
nonetheless. Speaking
Spy has
of
a gun.
Tisful, he's hanging out back there.
Oh,
He knows what he's
oh.
doing.
Getting taken out by a
He's
star.
going. Oh, yep, takes down Volley. That was almost inevitable.
Oz V's bombing in. Tilly's pretty low. Which soldier's going to survive? Let's see how we go. Oh, that was a bar. That was right there. Someone clip that.
Hint shot, I think. Oh my goodness me. Jazzy, I think, just ran. Was it Jazzy? No, it was Agra, just ran past hint shot.
Really? I mean, Hinshot has
could have
found a
scuffed
perfect
him.
position.
Really has. It's one of those places that you see in all the videos of best place to stand if you're a spy. Just hanging out in like a ledge.
Oh, the
Where-
medic's
but-
getting dangerously close now. I can see what's going to happen there.
I don't want to watch this.
Whistle taking him out with a shield bash. That was close.
No! That was beautiful. That was comedy in motion. Beautiful, beautiful poetry.
I agree. Absolutely.
Do you know what? The teams have sort of leveled out a little bit. I'm going to zoom into the action a little bit from my perspective to maybe see a little bit more like closer what's going on, because I want to see what I think all of the action is around this mid in this moment, where so much effort, so much energy is going into this. Let's Plays is still alive despite all of the effort and all of the focus they've been seeing. They're healing everyone, and only with a pyro up against them, that's not enough damage, not enough points of dispersed damage to really cause any problems for them at all. Now this point is going back in their honor along with their color.
Oh,
Not
Tilly
though
versus
if
Theo hit. Full damage. That's an open moment right there, Tilly. I'm sorry. That was quite rough.
I
Full
was
damage.
going to say, is Anorak using, or was Anorak using the Kritzkrieg then?
I think
Because,
they were. Yeah, I think she was.
Yeah, that was a bit of a an interesting moment. I wonder if they're going to respawn back into it. I'm going to have another quick look at them. Follow on blind, and they are using Kritzkrieg. So I think if they're able to both get and maintain this 100%, it will be interesting what they do with it. Although that is not necessarily a done thing, given the efforts of the Pyro coming in and causing a bit of disruption for them. It is so easy to imagine you'd do different or you'd do better, but it's not until you find yourself confronted with the efforts of another team that you
Or sort of like
actually
getting denied over
find
there.
what your metal is made of. Solar Light is unpredictable. I think if there's anything that could be said about Solar Light, is unpredictability. And Anorak once again going down to the Pyro. I think got yeeted into the sea, and it was just too much for them. So, timer going down once again, although this time it's going down on behalf of Team. Fortress.
Just got to get the little fortress in there cheekily.
little fortress, little ginger fortress, snipping in at the last moment. Stars, can they make any kind of a difference here? They've got to find a place to perch. They've got to realise where their target's going to be, and they've got to make use of the sniper rifle once it's up there. Not an easy thing to do with all these rockets coming in, and particularly since the sniper v sniper situation was resolved almost immediately with the handy help of a knife in the hand of a spy. So, despite me watching the last few
nice
moments,
stab there on the
I don't
heavy
know
again.
if they can do anything here in this moment. Getting a few little snipes in, but not
getting
really
popped
anything.
by Jazzy. Jazzy is doing some work. 57 on the highest score on the board, just followed by Blood Galaxian. That's very good.
It all counts. I mean, it's all for the logs in the end of the day. It's all for the logs.
Oh, of
regardless of
course.
what
I mean,
anyone
that's
else might
all
think.
comp is for. Literally, if you don't get
It's just
top
for the
logs,
logs.
what
Yeah,
are
it's
you
all for an
doing,
Excel spreadsheet. Yeah,
Oh,
that's why anyone does anything really.
mate? Or
I know,
15
yep.
seconds to red. I don't know if they can hold it for that long though. I think they're going to be bombing in. No one's on point. Getting a bit nervous now.
Polybrow manages to go down to Agra, so yep, there's a lot of effort being played by this team. Overtime is out at the moment. I'm seeing hint shots, and they're maybe going to try and do something against Eddie the Bear. Eddie turns around and turns back again. Eddie knows. Eddie just knows instinctively when there's a spy in the area. So hint shot has got to turn around, got to be able to make use of this.
Come on, hint, come on. Find an opening.
It's double overtime once again. They're really down to the point, really down to the wire. Both of these teams have an opportunity here. Progis is not willing to allow that point to go. Blue Galaxian being so effective with those flames of fury and power. That is so good for them. Both teams throwing absolutely everyone at this last point. And no!
Mid put it back. I did double overtime twice.
I saw a Tilly flying through the air, and they just landed moments too late to make a difference there. The scores have leveled out. It is 1 point to each team. This is going to be the longest map. This is going to be the most fun.
All to play for still, of course. I'm still repping the Mints, and you're still repping Team Fortress.
And either one of us could win. That's the beauty of Team Fortress 2. Solarlight's gone a long way out of their way and looking for that one kill that's going to make a difference. Took a bit of a stab at Pirateer, was able to get him down in the end, but I think they actually died to fall damage rather than the sword. So that's unfortunate. That's how that goes.
Polybrow needs to watch out for Tearsfall. Turn around just in time. That was very close. Solarlight taking him out. What a play there.
The old 1-2 does amazing damage. Both teams are really kind of utilising this additional space of that is offered by the little huts that they've got on each side, and the beach huts, they might say. Neither one of them really is in a situation of pure power. Every single point, every single kill has to be fought for. Neither team is showing any sense of dominance here right now, so it's still good. Uber gets utilised by this red team, the Mints, as they're known colloquially to their friends. But now it leaves them at a bit of a solid disadvantage, although that would only be true if Lex Plays was alive, and they are not currently. So in that situation, we are not necessarily down. So here we go. I think we are now at the stage where Team Fortress is starting to relax a little bit, as they should do, since it's raining.
No, they're trailing a little bit. No, I don't wish it was raining. That would be awful. Do not wish rain on anyone, especially not the Brits, because it happens too much here anyway.
Yeah,
look at speed.
You don't need to wish that. It's going to happen regardless. Yeah.
Oh, don't say that, Aggro. Don't make me more sad than I already am. That would all be
I'm so sorry.
No, it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. I understand.
Oh, what can I say?
It's the nature of the UK, really, isn't it?
Well, it's also the nature of British people that they love talking about the rain, even though a fantastic game of Team Fortress 2 is playing out right in front of their eyes.
I know, it's
but that is by the by right now, as you say. Team doing okay, but until they start capping this point, what's it all for?
Yeah, I know. They really need to start doing some work with it. Just a little.
I think they heard us. They heard us, and they realised what was going on. Hint shot got in there, got Tilly down, just with a backstab out of nowhere. Once again, hint shot surviving, and I think hint shot. Like, if anyone's watching this stream while they're playing the game, they're going to be wise to the location that hint shot is hanging out in. But you'll notice if you watch him that he doesn't actually hang out there if he's weak or if he's ill. He only hangs out there when he's at full health.
Interesting. Yeah,
utilised by Lex Play's game for the first time, I think, in a while, where it's been survived long enough to make use of it, but not really finding too many kills with it. The point has flipped back to the red team, so yep, we are utilised. I think that Uber may have been forced.
Cheers, falling against Mr. Dispenser. Fail stab.
1 versus 1 action. Maybe Mr. Dispenser was channeling his sentry gun in order to make that kill happen. But nonetheless, we have Scout versus Scout in this orange space. Agra is unfortunate in being taken down in that exchange, but not without causing some damage. Tearsfall They are aware of a heavy moving around. Yep, there goes Polybrow falling once again to the power of Tearsfall. Let me tell you, as someone who has occasionally had the misadvantage of playing against Tearsfall, that is not a person that you can ignore. They are
Definitely not.
just irritating.
In the best way possible. I would say.
Yeah, in the best ways possible. They are 100% irritating when they get a stab on you and you think, I'm certain I checked just there. Nonetheless, here we go. Once again, we see this mid team forcing their way out there, trying to take on an exchange. Blurred Galaxian doing a lovely reflect there on every single one of Tilly's rockets.
That's some revenge for you. 3 seconds. I don't think blue can push in time.
Timer countdown. Yeah, you're right. This is such a reversal of what we've seen in the last couple of points.
It's almost a roll.
This was them just relaxing, just getting into the game. I wonder whether or not they've really recognized the impact of them being ready. I think maybe the first couple of points was them just warming into it, and I think maybe we're going to see a different team playing out here. Now with Solar Light getting onto mid almost immediately, trimping almost the most successfully I've ever seen them.
Pick on the mid!
They are lethal. They are absolutely lethal. So they're finally down, but with both Let's Play and Anorak out of the running, it's dry pushes for both teams here. And only really now are we seeing. Yeah, exactly. There's only Privateer left on their own, trying desperately to stay alive against a very meaningful force. Blue Galaxian, again, just skirting round. But even though there was such a domination of players on the points, it doesn't seem like they were able to take it. And finally, we find ourselves once again where it's medic versus medic, combo versus combo. If I can draw attention to that video, that didn't do as well on YouTube as I hoped it would. But now we see ourselves once again fighting for the very brink of survival. And as yet, no team has managed to put down roots on this point at all. Despite having been at it for such a long time, neither team has managed to score. Although I think we're going to see that change around in just a few moments. Unless Tearsfall could do anything, but yep, not the case this time round.
Oh, never mind. Little pop over there from a star. Oh, never mind. That's taking my move, actually. Keeps on switching around.
Henshot going versus Eddie the Bear. Eddie's now super aware of where Henshot is, and as such, I think maybe there's a beach type exchange going on. There's not volleyball in sight, and yet these players are desperately exchanging telephone numbers and ensuring that somebody goes home with 2 broken ankles.
Oh, maybe 4 broken ankles. Give it to 2 people. I saw another shot from Henshot over there on Agrastius. Very nice, very nice. I think Red, they're defending the point lovely. Look, very, very well, I think. Did a great job.
This Minty team is absolutely solid, and right now, despite the fact that they find themselves in a situation where they may not necessarily have team numbers, and given that the point is currently theirs right now, it means that those teams won't be spawning anytime soon. Yeah, it's not true to say that either one team is. Do you know what? I've been kind of beating down on Team recently, despite it being the team that I clearly do favour. They've struggled here and there, but you can't discount these players. Solar Light going in, taking down heavy, and Polybrow just having a rough time of it this whole time. The only time I seem to give them any attention is when they go down. Have they been effective? Have they been doing much work for themselves, or are they going out and trying to work too independently? Maybe they need to move back in with the force of the group that is. Solar Light out on their own, completely outnumbered, 5v1. That is not going to be a good situation for them. I'm seeing crits being utilised.
By who?
Let's Play and Eddie the Bear were throwing some crits in the general direction, and it wasn't really as effective as they probably hoped it would be. Tearsfall trying to block